Hello, everyone. So, audio levels check. Where are we at? What does my microphone do right now? It seems to be a little low. It's got full gain. Oh, almost full gain. And see the noise suppression, yada yada, the EQ. Well, the EQ is fine. And the compressor is fine. That's not editing anything about the... Nope. The noise suppression is fine. The gate is fine. The noise gate is fine. Huh. Okay. I guess I'll just turn it up on my end a little bit. And turn it down on the music. Okay, so I'm gonna need you guys to help me a little bit with the audio levels. Like, this is the loudest the game gets, I think. So I just want to know that at this level right now, y'all can hear me properly. Oh, dream, daddy. Dream, daddy. Okay. Right, well, I'm not getting... Yeah, okay, cool. I'm more thinking about, in terms of audio levels, I'm more thinking about in terms of whether my voice comes through over the music clearly. Something like this, maybe. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Someone in chat says the contributions aren't... I mean, in terms of the contributions that I can see... At least the ones that have gotten through to me haven't been for the donation incentive. As it says on the side, my Streamlabs refuses to count YouTube donations because YouTube takes 30% of them. So, which is annoying, but that's just the thing of online. Okay. So, let's actually get into this game. Let's see. Please capture the image. You thing. There we go.
Welcome. You've got dads.
Indeed. So, as I have been informed, the way the game works is that you can go on 2 dates with each of the dads, without committing to any of them. And then by the third one, you're actually, like, that's the one that actually counts. That's the one where you actually initiate a relationship. So the usual way that people play through this game is they go on 2 dates with all of the dads, and then they stop and save, and then they commit to one, and then in order to see the other routes, they go back and experience those one by one by reloading their saves. So I think that's what we're gonna do, because otherwise we'll have to go through that entire intro sequence every single time we want to try a different route on this game, which is not appealing to me, I have to be honest. Is this gay? Asks Andrea Piccolo. Yeah, it's super gay. Or bi. Possibly bisexual, depending on how you look at it. Depending on how you make your character, it can be gay or bisexual, but it certainly isn't straight. I'll tell you that much. But, you know, we live in a world where it's fortunately possible to play and enjoy queer media without being any of the LGBs or the Ts yourself. So, let's just continue with Damien, actually, because I enjoy Damien a lot. He's just kind of delightful. Like, I was not ready for just how hard the game was going to commit to his particular idiosyncrasies. And that seems to be a theme a little bit across, because I know already a little bit about what Joseph's deal is, because I know the writer, the guy who wrote Joseph, a little bit. And I remember him talking about that particular route on Twitter and what he intended with him and stuff like that. And, like, so this is a game that commits very wholeheartedly to the gimmick of each of them, which I find quite enjoyable. Damien Blood March. It's still funny. At least to me. I know it's not funny to anyone else, but my god, it's still funny to me. So, what time is it? It's 10 past 8. And the chat is working. And I can see the things. Let me just make that thing pop out so I can see it better. Aha! Now I can see you. I should be able to read the chat like this. I wish I had a better setup for this stuff, but yeah, I'd need a third screen or something. Okay, let's just... Hang on. Ah! My microphone is all fucked up. And I've been eating pizza in a desperate attempt to obtain enough nourishment to survive 3 hours of laughing at Damien Blood March. For a game that's so low-tech, it sure does have some unusually long load times. I had a lot of fun hanging out. Oh my god, I have to remember their voices now. I had a lot of fun hanging out with Damien the other day. I wonder what he's up to. I open up Dad Book and start writing him a message when Amanda walks in the door. Dad, you got a letter. Oh, is it from Grandma? No, it's from Damien. Whoa, can I see it? Amanda hands me a piece of old parchment, folded into an envelope and sealed with purple wax. Damn, the dude goes all out. He certainly does. I pry off the seal and unfold the letter. In the most beautiful calligraphy, the letter reads, Dearest Skyen, I hope you'll find my continued correspondence endearing rather than trying. One can only hope that my use of the slower, more traditional form of communication will showcase my sincere and earnest sentiment that I greatly enjoyed our time together. I write this hastily under the warm embrace of excitement, fearful that I may misstep and speak towards something unwelcome. Oh my god. For now, I hope that you might forgive my boldness. I will simply say that your company has greatly occupied my thoughts. While the afternoon may have been derailed by forces unforeseen, your companionship helped a great deal, not only in the discipline of my child, but in the morale of my spirit. And for that, I thank you. That said, Skyen, if you'd allow me, it would mean the world to me if I could enjoy more of your time. Perhaps a trip to the cinema, followed by a moonlit stroll would be to your taste. I eagerly await your response. With great respect, D. Bloodmarch. Damien, you nerd! Amanda and I both look up from the letter. Wow. He's good. So you gonna catch a movie with him? Yeah, I better message him on Dadbook and let him know. Amanda slaps my laptop shut. You have to write him back. A real letter. But my handwriting looks like two toddlers fighting over a crayon. Okay. There's no need to be hurtful, game. I don't know how you obtained a sample of my handwriting. But that's not nice. God, my handwriting is pretty bad. Dad, you have to. He wrote you a letter. That's so cool. Will you help me? I need to class this up. Father, I was made for this. Here's what you do. Find tickets to a show that you two will like, then enclose them in the letter. Oh, that is classy. Amanda and I hop onto my laptop and peruse showtimes. He doesn't seem like a romantic comedy kind of guy. Yeah. Oh, here's one. Vampire Crusade 2? Yeah. Evil never dies. I don't know, that sounds kind of stupid. Actually, it's a critically acclaimed exploration of the ennui of existence. It really turns the vampire trope on its head. Really? Nah, there's just lots of blood and vampire titties. Well, now I'm interested, though. Well, let's roll the dice. I purchase the tickets and print them out, then sit down at the table with Amanda to try drafting a nice letter. Yeah, if I had to do that in real life, it would be an absolute catastrophe. I start writing. Damien. Hey. Hey, shoulder touch. Good one. Hey, remember when your son tried to Cascavone out of that kid? I'm tempted to just make this as incompetent as possible, but let's give it a shot. I must confess of my amateur control of the written word. Jeez, Dad, have some faith in yourself. Okay, we're trucking along. Let him know how you're feeling. That earnest shit was pretty messed up. I like that. Oh, man, I keep being tempted to just fuck it up as badly as I possibly can. Because, again, that would be true to life. I did very much enjoy the adventure we found ourselves on the last we met. Not bad. Good action-y sentence. Ask him to hang out already. True art takes time, Amanda. Like Bruegel's landscape with the fall of Icarus, I find myself lost in your details. Oh, that's too bad. That's no. While a strange turn of events, I found myself enamored of the situation at hand. Let's do that one. Bring it home, Pops. I would very much enjoy your company. Yeah, a little bit of awkwardness at the end. You saved it there at the end. I'll cheerfully appreciate your thoroughness. Enclosed, you'll find 2 tickets to Vampire Crusade 2 Evil Never Dies, which I'm sure you will find both titillating and enjoyable. No, never say namaste. Never, ever say namaste. Just don't do it. And then I sign my name, my full name. Fancier that way. Is this okay? Amanda reads over my sloppy handwriting. Well, that's actually kind of nicer than my handwriting. You spelled his name wrong. What? Nah, just trying to keep you on your toes. Now all you have to do is seal it and put it in his mailbox. Can I seal it with tape? That's not authentic enough. I have an idea. I'll be right back. Amanda leaves the room and returns with a candle, a lighter, and a small piece of wood. You gotta have a wax seal. She lights the candle, which starts to burn down and form a pool of melted wax. What's that other thing? Amanda pours some of the wax onto the folded letter and expertly presses that small piece of wood into it. She lets it dry for a second and pulls the wood away, revealing... Here it is, your sigil. A little kitten with a bow on its head. Awesome. That is pretty awesome. Scrapbooking stuff always comes in clutch. Well, I guess all there is to it is to deliver it to his doorstep now, huh? Oh, I thought we were getting a carrier pigeon to do it. I already called my guy. I have a pigeon guy. Marcus has the good pigeons. Don't get your pigeons from Anthony. They're no good. I don't want to know if any of this is true. I head outside and walk over to Damien's house. I slip the letter into the slot in his door and go back home. Mission accomplished? Now we play the waiting game. The night finally rolls around where I'm supposed to meet with Damien. The next day, he had left another beautifully crafted letter thanking me for mine and agreeing to the evening. Amanda helps me pick out a nice outfit, and I show up to the theater a little bit early. It's a chilly night, and the theater is kind of crowded, but it's still nice. How do you do? I jump at the sound of his voice and turn around. That's a fucking thunderclap! Oh man, this game is so extra. I jump at the sound of his voice and turn around to see Damien right behind me. You almost gave me a heart attack. How long were you there for? I don't know. I just walked up. My apologies for frightening you. Was that thunder? Is it gonna rain soon? I didn't hear anything. What?
Oh my.
What? Regardless, the hour grows close. Shall we take our seats in the cinema? I must thank you again for purchasing our tickets. Please allow me to repay the deed in Sour Patch Kids, or perhaps Milk Duds. Let's do it. We get in line to buy snacks. As we're waiting, I hear a familiar voice behind us. Ugh, my dad's hair. I turn around to find Lucien standing a few feet behind us with a gaggle of other goth kids. Lucien, how nice to see you. I didn't know you were coming to the theater. I'm glad to see you spending some quality time with your friends. Whatever, Dad. And what movie will you be attending tonight? My friends are making me see about some kids movie about talking animals. I really don't care about it. Well, I do hope you enjoy your evening. We'll be watching Vampire Crusade 2 and Evil Never Dies. Yo, watching that? Yeah, I thought Damien would enjoy it. Uh-oh. Good luck with that, Dad. Lucian rejoins his friends, and I look over to Damien. Good luck with what? It's nothing. My son loves to tease. We wait in line for a little longer, and Damien buys us snacks. He seems a little nervous. I wonder what's wrong.
Huh.
Ooh, lovely background, actually. Looks photo-refed to me, which is a sensible way to do it. But here we can talk about a thing in terms of, like, when you're designing backgrounds for a scene, it's kind of easy to get caught up in using a ruler for everything, so that you get these perfectly straight lines and these, very consistent perspective grid lines going on. The danger of that is that you can make the scene look really flat, which is kind of what's happening here, where we have a situation where this wall over here, right? We got the exit door and stuff, and this is supposed to lead up to the curtain that leads up to the screen, but the fact that the curtain is a three-dimensional object that is overlapping with the back wall becomes kind of lost in the general flatness of the scene. And that's some advice I got from a Belgian comic book artist once, is that you draw the sketch for the scene entirely with a ruler. Like, you draw the perfectly symmetrical, all of that, and then you freehand everything else, because those little imperfections, like the little wiggles that your hand is going to do, and the little messes you're going to make, the little bumpiness you're going to add to the scene, gives it much more character than it gets when you are strictly following a ruler scheme. So that might be a thing. I mean, I also, as I recall, this game was produced, like, under fairly tight time constraints, so I'm not surprised that some of the backgrounds, like, they haven't had that much time to polish them up and stuff like that. So, like, it's perfectly functional. Again, it's a visual novel. The backgrounds, it's not really, they're not that important, honestly, but it's a thing to think about. Is everything okay? Everything is perfectly fine. I am so excited for this film. I'm a devoted patron of the arts, especially the scary arts. The scarier the better. Do you have a favorite horror movie? Of course I have a favorite horror movie. Mine is Halloween Town. Terrifying. Oh, interesting.
Huh.
That's odd. I don't seem to remember Halloween Town being that scary. I would have expected him to bring up some sort of strange foreign horror film that I'd never heard of. He's scared of scary movies. The goth Victorian vampire boy is scared of scary movies. Alright, then. Damien's knuckles are turning white. It looks like he's about to rip the armrest off. Wait a second. Damien, are you afraid of horror movies?
Oh my.
You must be joking. I love horror movies. The lights dim for the film. Damien screams. Nerd! I apologize. I was thinking of something far scarier than this movie, which is not scary at all. We settle in as the film starts. I offer Damien some licorice, and he takes one. I take note of how much his hands are shaking. Oh, poor creature. The title flashes across the screen in bloody letters. Vampire Crusade 2, Evil Never Dies. A pale man with long silver hair, glittering red eyes, and well-oiled abs sits up in a coffin. Awaken my coven. Two more vampires slide the tops of their stone coffins onto the floor. Brother, is it time? Yes, husband, but also mortal enemy. It is time. The three look at each other and then to the camera. For the Vampire Crusade. This rules. The trio of vampires flies off into the night as foreboding organ music plays in the distance. I somehow get lost in the movie. As dumb as it sounded, it's actually a pretty fun flick. We get to a tense moment of the movie where Romulus Trueblood sits as a truce meeting with the general of the human army whose wife Romulus has fallen in love with. That actually sounds kind of cool. Romulus, it is good to finally meet you. General, I agree. It is good to finally blood you!
What?
It is good to blood you! Oh man, that's so dumb! Oh, it's so dumb. Romulus leaps out and slashes the general's throat. Blood spatters over everything, including the camera. Damien screams again, reflexively grasping my hand. I immediately blush, forgetting about any vampires or blood or vampiric blood.
What?
I'm terribly sorry. Damien retracts his hand and places it back in his lap. I was writing a novel in my head about blood magic, and I got to an extremely scary section. Damien goes back to quietly stressing out over the movie. It's kind of cute that he won't admit he's afraid of it. I wish he would hold my hand again. Aww. Maybe I could do something to try and make him feel more comfortable. I got it! I'll do what all dads do best, talk during the movie. Let's tell a dad joke. Where does a dog go when it loses its tail? Where? To the retail store. Oh my fucking god. Retail store. I yell that last bit a little too loud for the crowded movie theater, but I can see a smile form on Damien's face. Good one, Skyen.
Huh.
The rest of the movie goes by relatively smoothly, with only a few whimpers from Damien. Maybe he would have liked the romantic comedy better. We get to the final scene of the movie where Romulus' bad blood and the general's wife embrace each other in his crypt. Good lord. Oh, good lord! It's a donation, is what that is. Give me a sec. I need to bring up the window where I can see what it says. With all the talking and singing and cackling, be sure to take care of your voice. Thank you. I will try. Why didn't that not come up on screen? Actually, hang on. I'm supposed to have like an alert box that tells me when there's a donation, but it didn't go off. That is weird. Anyway, trying to ignore that for a sec. I'll still be able to see them. They just won't come up on screen for whatever reason. It appears that the true vampire crusade was the vampire crusade in our hearts. Our cold, unbeating hearts. Romulus and the general's wife begin making out hard. The film fades to a black and the end appears on screen. But then it hard cuts to Demetrius and his rival lover Carmilla, who watch the two from afar. Oh no! Twist ending! Our bloodline has been pure for 1,000 years. Romulus has betrayed us by loving a human woman. It will only be a short time before the next Vampire Crusade 3, Evil Must Die Again! More thunder, more ominous organs, the movie fades out again, and a bloody question mark now accompanies the end. Damien and I walk out of the movie theater amidst throngs of chattering moviegoers. He's a little more pale than I remember, but otherwise he survived the encounter. He even seems kind of invigorated. What an interesting film. The premise admittedly struck me as pedestrian. I was intrigued by its harrowing love story and great attention to detail in regards to vampiric lore. Yeah, it was pretty good. A lot more vampire titties than I thought there'd be. That is something I'd say.
Oh.
Come, the night is young. Let's take a stroll. Damien is making a point of not telling me where he's taking me. Still, I'm enjoying the walk and the cool night air. Being here alone with Damien is a lot better than being in a crowded theater. Lovely night, isn't it? As lovely as the company, yes? Smooth? He thinks I'm lovely. Oh. Damn, okay. Here comes the smooth response. Let's go with thank you. Thanks. No problem. Crushed it. We both stand there feeling a little awkward. I sure am one smooth operator. Are you getting a little hungry? We could maybe stop off and grab something to eat. Worry not, friend. I've a plan. We turn the corner and are greeted by the gates of a cemetery? What? Are we going in there? A little bit of Victorian flavor, Skyen, trust me. I'm a bit nervous, but Damien hasn't led me wrong yet. I follow his lead as we walk into the cemetery. Statues of angels stare down at us as we follow a path through the faded tombstones. As we crest a small hill, we get a beautiful view of the city. The nightlights sparkle around us. I gotta hand it to him. For being a cemetery, this is strangely romantic. Picnicking in graveyards is an old Victorian tradition. An appropriate finish to an evening after a vampire movie, wouldn't you say? With a flourish, Damien produces a blanket and a picnic basket. Where was he carrying? He was in a movie theater. Where the hell did he get those? Excuse me for a second. I'm getting snotty for some reason. rather not keep sniffing into the microphone. Wait, where were you hiding that? Under my cloak? Oh, right. Okay, fine. I feel like it's like some kind of cinema attendant should have been observant enough to spot a guy bringing an entire picnic basket into the theater, but okay. Damien unfolds the blanket and we both sit down, gazing out at the city lights. He produces a bottle of red wine and a fine selection of cheeses. I'm sorry, I do not drink wine. In the Victorian era, there were no public art galleries, parks, or botanical gardens to speak of. Once rural graveyards became a more popular alternative to church burials, they became the only place that people could see beautiful plant life and fine sculptures. That makes sense. This is pretty nice. I have a question, though. How are you so okay with being in a graveyard, but you had trouble handling a scary movie?
Oh, my.
I wasn't, he sighs deeply. Okay, yes, I was extremely scared by that movie. I was not writing a book about blood magic in my head. I just have never been good at those. I just feel as if because of how I look and act, people expect me to love horror films, so I must play the part. Truth be told, I don't know if I have the constitution for them at times. Damien, I'm so sorry. If I'd known, I would have suggested another movie. It's quite alright. I actually did find myself enjoying this one, thanks to your help. Graveyards, however, I think there's something rather beautiful about death. Cemeteries are traditionally built away from cities, away from the realm of the living, and it keeps us rather separated from it. To acknowledge death and become comfortable with it, I think, gives us a certain intimate knowledge of ourselves. To sit amongst generations of those who came before us, to be truly alive in the midst of so much death, brings me great comfort. Death helps me appreciate life, to savor every second. We sit and enjoy our food and wine. I don't feel scared anymore. Never thought I'd be comfortable sitting alone in a graveyard at night, but you're not alone, dude, idiot, but I actually feel very peaceful. Suddenly, it doesn't seem like we're alone. Off in the distance, I see a shadowy figure in the trees. What is that? I'm not sure. It noticed us. I'm paralyzed with fear as it begins lumbering slowly towards us. Its shape taking a more animal form, more feral. I look to Damien for help, but he's just as afraid and transfixed as I am. Is this gonna be Amanda tailing us or something? I want to scream, but it's stuck in my throat. The creature is getting closer, moving faster. Oh, it's a dog. As it finally comes into the light, the friendly... How the hell were you scared by the shadow of that? The friendliest, dumbest little Boston Terrier I've ever seen pulls its owner towards us. The dog trots over to Damien and sniffs at his hand. Damien looks ecstatic. He ruffles the dog's fur happily. Go away, email thing. What a beautiful dog. Hey. We both look up, not expecting to see... Thanks. Robert, what are you doing out here on this lovely evening? Hunting cryptids. What? What? I didn't know you had a dog. This isn't my dog. I found her wandering the street. I put a leash on her, and now we're walking around this graveyard together. Hunting cryptids. Damien and I share a look. May I give her a treat? Sure. Wouldn't give her cheese, though. Not to worry. Damien reaches into the depths of his cloak and procures a small dog treat. What else is he keeping in there? The dog laps up the treat and crunches away, tail wagging furiously. Damien continues to smooth down her fur. Thanks. My absolute pleasure. Damien shakes the dog's paw. Lovely to meet you, my friend. May our paths cross again. Robert and his dog disappear into the darkness again. Damien stares after them. I didn't know you liked dogs. Victorians loved dogs, actually. Most Victorian women of high fashion would always be accompanied by a small dog, such as a terrier or a Maltese. I think big dogs are nice, too. Yeah, man, dogs are cool. Smooth. I do believe we've had enough excitement for one night. What say we make our way home? Damien hops to his feet and extends a hand to help me up. I'd gladly take it as my knees aren't what they used to be. Stop calling me out! He packs up his picnic basket and leads us out of the graveyard. As we begin the walk home, I take one last look at the cemetery. It really is beautiful. Like a proper gentleman, Damien walks me to my doorstep. Thank you ever so kindly for your company tonight. Damien, it was my pleasure. Skine, if you'll allow me, it would bring me great joy to offer you a token of my affection. Damien reaches into his cloak and pulls out a folded monogrammed handkerchief. Of course he has one of those. Of course he does. Of course he does. He presses it into my hand. Wow, thank you, Damien. I can't wait to sneeze on this. Do we go with the passing ships or the drying the tears? Let's just do the over-dramatic, poetic one. A noble purpose. Wait, was that eggplants? Did he just give me eggplants? Well, okay then. Damien shuffles his feet. I just want to say that it's rare to find someone like you. Someone who's open to my eccentricities. It's nice to feel so accepted. Thank you. Damien gives my hand a quick squeeze. Damien blushes and hastily retracts his hand. I must take my leave. Good night. Before I can say anything else, he's gone. Huh. Yeah, see, he was giving you a signal there, buddy. He was, like, he was not, not even, like, a little signal with, like, a little lamp or something. He was, like, he had a full projector pointed at your face. But okay, fine. I guess we're just gonna let that pass.
Hey.
Like a whirlwind, Amanda runs from the window and plops down on the couch, trying to look nonchalant. Hey, Dad, what's up? Were you watching me from the window? No, I was just, okay, yes. How was the movie? Lots of vampire titties. Told ya. But as it turns out, Damien is scared. Wait, Amanda doesn't need to know that. I'll keep it between me and Damien. Scary? Cool, yes. He's so cool it's scary. Nice save, Skye. Smooth as hell. Did you know that graveyards used to be a place to throw parties? I think I'm misremembering that. Wow, that's pretty punk. Also, we saw a dog. Definitely thought it was a werewolf for a minute, though. How can you be so sure it wasn't a werewolf? How can you be so sure I'm not a werewolf? And how can I be so sure you're not a werewolf? Amanda's eyes narrow. I don't trust you. Nor I, you. We make intense, wary eye contact for a second. Anyway, I'm calling it for the night. Don't stay up too late, will ya? I'll try not to hollow the moon past midnight. That was very fun. Date complete.
My dear friend, you've simply taken the egg on this one. Taken the egg is it's a
I prefer my voice for him. Well, it's been a long day. I'm just about ready to pack it in. After a few bites of ice cream from the freezer, I turn off all the lights and walk down the hall to my room. I wonder if Amanda's still awake. That kid needs some sleep. As I pass her room, I can hear a faint sound, but I can't quite make out what it is. I get a little closer. Is she crying? I knock gently on the door. Hey, Amanda? The crying immediately stops. Not right now. Her voice sounds strained. She sniffles. I need to make sure she's okay. I open the door. In the dark, I can see Amanda's outline in the middle of the bed. Her bed, knees hugged up against her body. Okay, something's clearly up here. Is everything okay? I don't want to talk about it. See, because, like, I know for a goddamn fact if I was a dad, I would not be able to stop myself poking my nose into it. So we're gonna have to do that, even though I feel like probably the better thing would be to just let her be about it, but... Something happened? No, nothing happened. Go away. Okay, then you respect the boundary. All right, I'll leave you be. I back out of the room and close the door gently behind me. She immediately starts crying again. Okay. We need to figure out what that was. Oh, speaking of backgrounds, by the way, here you can kind of see the contrast between something that's made with like a ruler tool and something that's made by hand. If you take a look at, for instance, the table or the door frame compared to the clock, and like the books and the calendar and the plants and stuff like that, where you can kind of see, like, even though this is uneven, it also has a lot more character than the stuff that's just done with, you know, a perfect rule. It looks a lot more alive, in a sense. Now, this scene could benefit from a few more well-applied shadows, I think, to just kind of to deepen the space and stuff like that. But again, this game is not about the backgrounds. I just like to comment on them. Wow, I have no idea what has her so upset. She seemed totally normal. I feel awful just leaving her to cry, but I also get the feeling that if I tried to do anything else, it would only have made her more upset. I can't stop mentally cycling through all kinds of awful things she could be dealing with right now. More than anything, I just wanted to be happy and safe. I have a hard time falling asleep, but when I finally do, I'm still thinking about Amanda. After a long night of very little sleep, I roll out of bed and make myself a pot of coffee. Amanda should be up for school soon. Maybe she'll be willing to talk about whatever's bothering her.
Mm-hmm.
About 10 minutes before she's supposed to leave, Amanda comes out of her room and makes a beeline for the freezer. Morning, Amanda. Morning. She drops a frozen waffle into the toaster and slams the freezer door. She won't look at me. Yikes. So, anything big going on at school today? No? Okay. Do you need a ride to school? No. Want some coffee? Amanda pulls the toaster lever up and takes her still freezer-burned waffle out before it's finished cooking. I have to go. Amanda picks up her bag and storms out. Okay. I haven't seen her act like this in a long time. It's usually short-lived, but it always hurts. Hopefully this blows over and things are back to normal soon. And again, the contrast between the strictly, you know, ruler-created architecture of the background and then all of the objects in the background, which looks so much more dynamic and alive than most of what the background can support. Which is something to think about. Like, this is more like if you're making comics and stuff like that, where the backgrounds actually kind of matter, is a situation where you really do have to think about how you design the environment to look alive. Because something I've done a lot in the comics that I've made, certainly, is like, it's so easy to fall into the habit of, like, doing something in Google SketchUp, which is such a convenient program for that stuff, and then just kind of drawing over that, and it's like perfectly following all the lines, blah, 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 and just kind of throwing that in. And that always leads to static spaces, like, that don't feel quite lived in, that don't feel quite human. Like, something for this space, for example, like, something like one of the cabinets being, like, stuck a little bit open because there's a pan kind of poking out of it, or, like, scratches, or, you know, stickers, or dirt, or anything, like, going on in terms of just adding flaws and character to the things gives you a lot more of a sense of the kinds of people that live there, whereas when everything is perfectly smooth, as it is with like when you do a lot of ruler work, you can get a sense of a very static, kind of sterile space. It looks more like a showroom from IKEA, you know, than a kitchen that people actually use. Like, kitchens are always, in my experience, like a little bit messy. Just like a little, there's always a little bit of mess. There's always like one closet, cupboard that won't close. There's always like a little something on the floor. It's always a little bit, especially in a house with kids and stuff. Anyway, that's me getting off on a tangent again. I sit back at the kitchen table and look at a picture of Amanda and I hanging on a wall. And I'm teaching her to ride a bike. Her face is a mixture of excitement and pure, unadulterated fear. I remember how determined she was. Every time she would fall off and scrape her knees, she would get up and try it again. Finally, I had to stop her because she was bleeding everywhere. Then she started to cry, but because she didn't think she needed bandages and wanted to keep trying. As I put the bike away, she just stood in the middle of the street and screamed. Then I took her for ice cream, and it was like nothing even happened. After giving it a bit of thought, I decide that if I force her to talk about it, I'm only going to make things worse, but I have an idea. I start rummaging around for ingredients. I need a drink. Oh, good lord. Carbon dioxide. Oh, God. I hear Amanda walk in the door. Instead of heading for the kitchen like she usually does, she makes a beeline for her room. She's clearly trying to avoid me. Hey, Pumpkin? What? Can you come here for a sec? There's a moment of silence. Yeah. I wanted to say sorry about last night. I'm just worried about you, kiddo. I get scared when I know something's wrong, and I get even more scared when I feel like I can't do anything about it. So just, whatever it is, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to. But whatever it is, just know you have a dad in your corner who wants you to be happy. Honey, you know I'm bad with words, so I was hoping I could speak a language we both understand. I pull a cake out of the refrigerator and place it on the table. Hopefully the frosting has set by now. Ta-da! Dad? Took me a really long time because I ran out of red frosting somewhere around sad, and I had to start over, and sorry you're sad, but I support you 100%. This is disgustingly adorable! This is disgustingly cute. This cannot be legal. This is beautiful. It's strawberry. Amanda gives me a big ol' hug. I grab some plates and forks and serve us up some delicious cake. So, it's really stupid. What is? This whole thing, I know I've been really weird lately, and it's just... I don't even know how to explain it. I feel like I might have to make you a chart. I'm listening. Do you want me to take notes?
Oh.
I guess I should start from the top. So, you know how MR is going to that fancy art school in California, right? MR... Wait, oh god, which one is it?
Huh.
The other one? I guess you're not technically wrong. It's good to have fallbacks like that one. Anyway, ever since she got her acceptance letter, I've been feeling like she's drifting away, you know? And she's been spending a lot more time with Grace and Emma P. I just thought it was all in my head for a while, but then I found out from Rosie M that both of the Emmas, Grace and Noah, all went to a party at Mackenzie F's. On the same night, they were told me they're all busy for studying for the Calc AB final. Yikes. So, another important piece of information is... God, this is embarrassing. I have a crush on Noah, and, that's a thing. What? Whoa. I had no idea. I definitely didn't know that. Okay. You're a bad liar. So are you! I learned from the worst. Anyway, so the only person I told about the crush was Emma R. And she promised not to tell anybody. I didn't confront them about the party thing because I didn't want to start drama, so I just kept quiet and going about my business. Amanda sighs. And then one day I'd invite everybody to go out and get nachos at the mall, and after not texting me back for like 2 hours, even though none of them ever put their phone down for more than 60 seconds, they all say they're busy, like, simultaneously. So I tell them, never mind, I'll just eat nachos at home, right? But we were out of chips, and I really, really wanted nachos. Totally understandable.
Oh.
So I go to the mall anyway, and I get to the food court, and who do I see there but Grace, Emma P, Emma R, and Noah, all hanging out together and eating nachos. Without me. Jesus Christ, get yourself some better friends! Holy shit! What? It gets better. I'm standing by the escalators watching them, and I realize that Noah has his arm around Emma R, which is kind of weird, right? But then they kiss! No. Yes, I know! So I storm over there and I'm like, hey! And Grace drops a nacho on her shirt because of course she does, and Emma R just like glares at me. Grace, nothing's coming up. I don't know who that is. Grace is the, boring one? Well, yeah, but that's not the important part. Grace is the one nobody really likes, or I guess that's me now. But anyway, nobody will say anything, and I'm just like, you guys suck, which I realize is not the most eloquent thing to say, but I was very angry and really embarrassed, and I just wanted to get out of there. So I left, without nachos, I might add, which only further contributed to this shitty day, and I immediately drafted a super long text to the group chat asking them why they've been so weird. And I wrote another one to Emma R asking how long the Noah thing's been going on. And sorry, I know that's a lot. You still following? I mean, your friends are being assholes. I got that part. What did Emma R say? Oh, okay. Get a load of this. Emma R says, you know what? Let me just read it to you. Amanda pulls out her phone and reads, word for word, an arduously long string of text messages. Can you believe that? I cannot believe that. I care so much about Amanda's social life and mental well-being, but man, do I not understand what she's talking about. This is all beyond me, but I'm trying my hardest to be supportive. Seriously, though, that's like, oh my god. Teenagers are so bad at shit. Like, they're so bad at this shit. So that part is fairly realistic. I didn't really get much into drama when I was in high school, mostly because I was a weirdo who didn't have a lot of friends outside of the internet. But, like, I saw the ways in which people just got into all these ridiculous idiot fights because none of them knew how the fuck to act. And this feels very much like that kind of thing.
Oh, no.
They were dating in secret for like months. So I told her that she's being a really terrible friend, and she's like, well, if you think I'm so terrible, then just stop being my friend. And I was like, okay. And then she left me on red. And then, wait, left me on red? What's that? Oh my god, you need to know that. Oh, like... She saw my message and didn't reply, and I know because there are red receipts. I don't know what red receipts are, but I'm just gonna nod and pretend I understand. Gotcha. So this is all happening. I'm talking to Emma P about how mad I am because she's at least being kind of reasonable. I'm venting to her about how pissed I am at everybody and stuff. And then out of nowhere, Noah texts me and he's like, how could you say that about me? And I'm like, say what about you? And he tells me that Emma P sent screenshots of everything I told her to the group chat and I got kicked out of. All right, I think he lost me at screenshots, but that definitely sounds bad. There's so much more, but honestly, just really stupid teenager stuff. The bottom line is everybody dropped me. Half of my grade hates me, and now I have no friends. Amanda, I'm so sorry. I almost expected it from everybody else, but Emma R's been there since Mom died. I can't believe she would just stab me in the back like that. I'm not even that mad she's dating Noah. I'm just upset she lied to me about it for so long. Amanda stabs at the remnants of her cake. Jesus, I would be fucking climbing up the walls. If something like that happened, like, not to me, I wouldn't really care, but any of my friends, I'd be like burning a house down or something. Good grief. Okay, I take it back. I'm kind of mad she's dating Noah. Like, what did I do wrong? Why did everyone just suddenly decide I'm not cool anymore? Why wasn't I enough? I don't understand. And as mad as I am at everybody, like, I miss them, Dad. Amanda looks so dejected that I almost can't take it. What could I possibly say to Hell? Nothing! Just listen, you moron! Anyway, that's it. That's the whole sordid tale. Thanks for listening. Tune in next week for more hot gossip. Wow. I know it's pretty dumb. It's not dumb. No, it's a stupid thing to be upset over. No, it's not! No, it is not! Amanda, your feelings are real. Don't ever be mad at yourself for having feelings. I guess. Unless you've secretly been a robot who's been approximating human feelings this whole time. Dad, if I was a robot, I would have transformed into a monster truck long time ago. But seriously. I know you probably don't want advice, but I feel like it's my duty as a dad to bestow upon you a few nuggets of fatherly wisdom. Oh, this is gonna be good. High school, I mean, that would be my advice. High school fucking sucks. Just turn 28 and life will start to make sense. When you get older, you start realizing the sort of people you want to associate yourself with. Do you really want to surround yourself with people who would do something like that to their friend? It takes a lot of work to find and maintain meaningful friendships. It took me a long time to figure that out myself, and I wish I had learned it sooner. If the other person isn't putting in the effort to show you how much they care, it's not worth it. You're not beholden to being their friend. Ultimately, I think it says more about their character than it does about yours, because you're amazing. If they can't see that, that's their problem. I'll keep that in mind. I look down at the table. Did we just eat the whole cake? Yeah, we did just eat that whole cake. Well, good talk. Amanda gets up to go to her room. Before she closes her door, she turns around. Hey, Pops? Yeah? Thank you. You're always welcome. Love you, Amanda.
I love you too, Dad.
I'll let her say that.
Welcome. You've got dads.
Oh, hello, Craig. But yeah, that's the thing about friendships, which you have to learn very quickly is, like, everything my dad Sona said is true. It's also important to remember that when someone isn't putting in the effort, like when someone is not being a good friend, that's not necessarily because they're a bad person or because they're monsters or psychopaths or evil, but because they don't understand how to be a good friend, which can take a long time to learn as well. Like, that's the other half of it, is it takes a long time to find good friends. It also takes a long time to learn how to be one. And it's hard. And it's hard because you have to navigate that constant difficult space of setting boundaries and of being honest without just being, you know, abrasive, and like that shit is difficult, which is why I am very glad that I am no longer a teenager and I am in fact a grown-ass man, because I don't need to be so fucking worried about all that stuff anymore, because I figured some of it out now. And also I'm not in school anymore, that helps too. Hey buddy, so I have a favor to ask. Robert invited me over for dinner, and I know it's kind of a faux pas to invite another bro, but I've known this guy for years, and I still can't get a good read of him. I know it's gonna be super awkward if I go by myself. Will you please come with me? I love food. I especially love food. That's free. And I don't know why you're so sweaty over cooking, but sure. Yeah, dude, I'm down. Thank you! I really hope that's a sweater relief. Okay, I guess we're doing that now. It doesn't sound too bad. I could definitely go for free food, but why is Craig being so apprehensive? Does he know something about Robert that I don't? I mean, how Robert likes to pick up strangers in bars and have sex with them? I don't know. We know something about him. I hurry up and reply before my dad brain can work itself into a paranoia spiral. I should look at the chat. Like, this game has been kind of going all out for a while. I see everybody else in chat as being as mad as Amanda's friends as I am. Let's see. Please date Robert. He has a dog. Well, so does Brian. I mean, that's not a good criteria for selection. Save now, commit to Damien, then go back and date other people based on this save. Yeah, maybe do that or something. Yeah, we should probably finish the Damien route, but now we're kind of committed to this dinner with Craig, so I guess that one's happening. High school sucks, man. Yeah, it genuinely, truly, honestly, fully does. But it mostly sucks because nobody fucking bothers teaching kids how to navigate this shit. It's the same thing. Like, it's the same thing. Like, you get out of high school, you go to university or college if you're lucky, and then you get an education. Then you're booted out into real life, and literally nobody has ever, at any point, taught you how to file your taxes. Like, that's never been a thing you've learned in class. Nobody has ever taught you how to engage with the political process, which is a skill that's hard to learn. Nobody's ever taught you any of the shit you need to know. And nobody has ever taught you interpersonal skills. You're just kind of... That's one of the things that pisses me off about the school system, is that it's sort of like, oh, kids will learn interpersonal skills if we just kind of shove them all together in a room and let them work shit out for themselves. Which is such a terrible way to do things. And I feel like a lot of people would get a lot more out of school if... learning how to navigate a relationship, learning how to communicate, learning how to listen, learning how to, be a friend and just be a partner to someone was a thing that they would invest like a couple of hours of class time in every once in a while. Anyway. Yeah, dude, I'm down. Thank you. Craig and I decided to meet up before heading over to Robert's place. Oh, good. Carbon dioxide. The friend that comes back every time. Craig's waiting on my porch, bottle of white wine in hand. Hey. Of course he's a wine guy. Skyam! Boy, am I glad to see you. Likewise, man. Classy of you to bring wine. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's not wine. It's sparkling apple cider. Robert literally has a wine cellar, so I think it's good. Wow. Or at least I think he has a wine cellar. I'm genuinely unsure if he was telling the truth or not. Thank God it's not just me. I never know. He's so deadpan about everything. I usually just laugh it off, but man, that guy is an enigma. We start walking over to Robert's house. Does Robert even know how to cook? I have sincere doubts about whether he even knows how to shave properly or iron his shirts. I feel like you learn to cook after you learn those two first. Bro. One time, I saw him grab a hot dog from a trash can. I mean, it was at the very top of the trash can, like, sitting above it, but still. If he were on trial, I think the jury would define that as in the trash. In his defense, I've definitely considered grabbing food from the top of the trash before. Well, yeah, I think we'll all consider it, but the difference is that Robert actually did it. True. Maybe he's the enlightened one. Maybe we're holding ourselves back. We arrive at Robert's house and ring the doorbell, but the doorbell won't chime. Must be broken. Craig knocks on the door a few times. Since when does Robert have a dog? You know since when! It literally happened on the day. Oh, God damn it. Okay, this might be a little bit of a programming thing with the game. I don't know. That's weird. I can hear Robert just inside. 1 second. I need a better voice for him. This is uncharted territory, Sky. What if he's the one making the barking noise and there's no dog? Don't say that. We're not even inside yet. Oh. Finally, the door opens. Robert looks a little surprised to see me. Hey. Skyen, didn't know you'd be tagging along. Oh. Did Craig not tell Robert I was coming? Come on, Craig. I can leave if there's not... No, it's fine. Come on in. I'm kind of committed to the Batman voice, though. We enter Robert's living room, which is surprisingly really nice. Super messy, but still nice. Make yourselves at home. We can still hear barking from the other room. I didn't know you have a dog, Robert. Oh yeah, that's Betsy. Have to put her up when guests are over. She'll calm down in a bit.
Nice.
What kind of dog is she? Pitbull. Rescued her from a dog fighting ring a few years back. She hates strangers. If I let her out right now, I'd probably have to take you both to the ER. Craig and I make eye contact. He raises an eyebrow at me. Okay. Anyway, dinner should be ready in a minute. Hope you guys like osso buco. Oh, I fucking love that. It's so good. Robert leaves the room, presumably to go to the kitchen. Craig leans in and whispers, was the dog fighting thing really real? Oh, was he kidding? I don't know.
Bro.
Was osso buco? I don't know. I can tell you what that is. That it is like chunks of beef steak that are boiled and just cooked in a broth of various vegetables, usually with tomato as well, and it's absolutely goddamn delicious. Did he make up that word? Until I have osso buco in front of me, I can only assume so. We sit in silence for a second, taking in Robert's living room. Are we about to get sawed? Nah, usually you wake up in those situations. We voluntarily walked into this one.
Nice.
Robert finally walks into the room, carrying 3 paper plates of steaming food like a waiter. Paper plates, classy. I don't have a dining table. Don't trust them. So we're eating here.
Hey.
Also, I don't have real people plates. Hope that's okay. Good lord, this man is a mess. Robert sits placed in front of us on the coffee table. I still can't tell what it is. Looks like meat, maybe. Lots of sauce. I can make out some vegetables. Look, this is absolutely goddamn delicious. Rice also goes really well with it, by the way. Because it absorbs a lot of the sauce, and then you can just eat that, and it's just, oh my god, it's so good. I take a bite. Oh my god. I take another bite. The medley of flavors in this dish is amazing. The meat is so tender, and the risotto, I think that's what it is. It's so creamy. I'm hungry now. I have pizza right in front of me, and yet I'm hungry. Robert, this is really incredible. You cooked this? I fished it out of a dumpster behind a restaurant. Or at least I think it was a restaurant.
Hey.
Can you believe people just throw stuff away? I almost gag.
Hey.
I'm kidding. I look over at Craig, who looks wary but still has his mouth full. He gives Robert a thumbs up. Glad you like it. Where did you learn how to cook like this? Worked at a restaurant in Spain for a hot sec. Is he messing with us? I decide to play along. You lived in Spain? After I dropped out of college, I went backpacking through Europe, crashing on couches, sleeping in hostels, wherever. Totally broke. I worked a couple of odd jobs wherever I could scrape together some cash. This voice is gonna kill me, but I will commit to it! One night, I'm eating dinner at this little restaurant just outside of Madrid. I go to pay and realize I spent the last of my money on booze the night before. I'm in the middle of ditching when the manager catches me and puts me to work in the kitchen. Long story short, they ended up liking me so much they offered me a job. Why not, right? Started living with some distant relatives on my ma's side. Over the course of 2 years, I worked my way up from busboy to sous chef. Learned a lot. Craig and I wait for the punchline. What night watchman did he swindle to get back to the States? Who did he con in a game of poker in the back room of a speakeasy for safe passage in the crew quarters of a cargo ship? Anyway, I still love to cook. I don't know what's real anymore, but the food is so good, I don't really care. Yeah, that's accurate to me as well. I mean, you could lure me into any serial killer's home with a sufficiently nice meal. That's amazing. It really is. To be totally honest, I wasn't exactly expecting gourmet cooking here, especially not served on paper plates. I don't care about presentation. If the food is good, it should speak for itself. The osso buco is screaming for itself. And paper plates are just as good as regular plates if you double them up. Hey, is it bad if I ask for seconds? Help yourself, but save room for dessert. I made lemon berry savarin. Oh my god. Oh, I know who we're dating in the next go. Just because I want to hear, I hope there's food in it. Just lots of food, because, oh god, delicious food is so good. Well, aren't you just full of... Craig looks over at me. Surprises. Robert winks. You bet I am. You can come over for dinner anytime. Craig. I'm gonna go get seconds. Me too! After consuming way more osso buco than my body could handle, and then really ensuring a food coma later with a generous serving of whatever savarin was, Craig and I decide to head out. Thanks for coming. I'm making an attempt to be more social. Well, we're always happy to stop by if you want company. Especially if there's ossobuco involved. Well, that was delicious. I mean, I wish I'd gotten to actually taste some of it, but...
Dads.
Okay, I need a bite of my pizza now. Excuse me. Talk among yourself. I just need to, you know. If you've never had ossobuco, you need to taste it. Find a restaurant, some chef who can make it for you, because it's delicious. You would not believe. Because, like, when the meat has been cooked in the sauce for long enough, it becomes so tender. It just melts in your goddamn mouth. It's amazing. Oh, and you also, like, it's steak with bone marrow, and the bone marrow absorbs all the sauce as well. So you get this just absolutely delicious, gooey bone marrow. It's just, oh my god. I can't stop thinking about food now. Anyway. We'll save here. As was suggested in the chat, we will save here. Then we will complete the Damien route. Then we will reload. Hopefully. And go back and do one of the other ones. Probably Food Man. The man who has the food. I don't care about his name anymore. Ugh. Instinctively, I drifted over to him. Anyway, did I save? I can't remember. I saved now. But did I save, though? Okay, but let's just make sure I saved. Okay, I think I've saved. Hey, Damien! You know what they say about third dates? They get pretty serious. You might not have time to browse dad book for a while. Are you ready? So yeah. Okay, so the game does tell you that you're committing to a thing. Oh, undefined error. You need to try, like, good, well-cooked bone marrow is really, really good. Like, just beef steak bone marrow is really, really good. Like, it's the texture is a little bit... You kind of have to get used to it, but that's classic European style food. It's a little bit like liver pate in terms of it. It's like a mix between liver pate and jelly in terms of the consistency, but it tastes amazing. Like it tastes like all the best parts of a really good savory steak, right? You know, all the umami, all the meat taste, all that savory. Absolutely excellent. So, things are about to get steamy with the Vampire Prince. Let's see how this one works. Ever since we had that picnic in the graveyard, Damien and I have been spending a lot of time together. We go on nighttime strolls pretty regularly. He was so impressed with the first letter I wrote him that he insisted we only communicate by post instead of through dad book. I initially protested, but he gave me one of his old signet rings to use as a seal for my letters. I just couldn't say no. Yeah, as a vegetarian, this sounds grotesque. Yes, I would imagine it does. Like, this is the meat-eatiest meat-eater meat stuff you could possibly imagine. It's that you can make it a vegetarian style. You can make it with tofu instead of beef. And just do the same sauce, and the tofu will just absorb the hell out of that sauce, and it tastes amazing. Hang out with that goth dad again? Please, Amanda, you know his name. And yes, be honest with me here, Pops. Is he actually a vampire? I remember you inviting him into our household that one time, and I've seen Lost Boys, and honestly, I would have preferred trying to see if he could walk through the threshold of our home under his own power. Yes, Amanda, I have become Damien's familiar. I'm compelled under his curse. I'm sorry, sweetie.
Ugh.
Turn into a bat? I don't think... What's the point of being a vampire if you can't turn into a bat? Well, okay. I'm off. Are you taking the car, or are you flying into the night on the leathery wings of a bat? One of those. While I'm out, you can throw away the garlic bread that's in the freezer so I don't die. That would be great. I'm keeping you there as insurance. You understand, right? That's my girl. Damien and I walk along the water's edge, chatting. Damien's cloak, he hates it when people call it a cape. Damien's cloak flutters behind him in the breeze. This is gonna seem like a silly question, but why do goths wear black? Gothic subculture has always been associated with death, so it would make sense that the styles surrounding it have been greatly influenced by mourning. Huh. Interestingly enough, though, was that in the Victorian era, Queen Victoria herself mourned the death of her late husband for 10 whole years, wearing black for the rest of her life. If that's not goth, I don't know what is. I've got to say, I've never heard Queen Victoria described as a goth before. I have another question.
Oh.
Go ahead. How are you so comfortable with death? You mentioned in the graveyard it helps you appreciate life or something? I've experienced several losses over the course of my life, and I truly believe the only manageable way to cope with it is to accept that death is simply a part of living. It's the single universal truth for every human who has ever lived. I am going to die, you are going to die, and life carries on without us. Doesn't that make you feel scared? Not at all. Without the advances of modern science, death was everywhere in the Victorian era. And yet, funerals were major social functions. Victorians were obsessed with mementos of their loved ones, even going so far as to take elaborately staged photographs of their dead relatives. The minutiae of mourning was so complex that there were set periods of grieving that were deemed acceptable, depending on when your life had passed. Now we don't have any of that. If you lose someone, you end up feeling lost yourself because we have no modern equivalent of those formalities. We need to allow ourselves time to grieve, to feel that loss fully, but not allow it to consume us. So no, I'm not afraid of death. I believe it is a waste to spend your life dreading the end of it. The time we have here is brief and fleeting, occasionally cruel, but it is at all times precious. To stare death in the face and live despite that, I think, is a noble existence. Let's save the mourning for the dead. Wow, that's beautiful. I can see the moonlight in the bay glint off of Damien's eyes. He smiles. Oh, things are getting romantic now. We turn to the harbor and watch the ships pass, breathing in the salty sea air. I look to Damien again and can't help but be entranced by his charm, his mystery. I find everything about him so fascinating. I lean in closer to Damien, closing my eyes as I do so. I'm so sorry, I have to take this. Telephone! Oh, that's a good frustration block. Damien steps away from me to answer his phone. Oh no, I hope it isn't Lucien again. Memento Mori, yes. Let's see, how's chat doing? This is making me sad. This is making me yearn for kitchen access, but alas, dorm life is miserable. Yeah, tell me about it, good lord. Like, oh my word, I remember, I used to live in I had this little tiny little, like 18 square meters or something, at most, dorm room, and it had a sink and 2 hot plates. But here's the thing, if you were doing any washing up in the sink, or if you were doing anything with the sink whatsoever, and even a little bit of water splashed onto the hot plates, that water would run into the electricity, the electrical circuits of the hot plate, and short circuit the whole goddamn thing, and then you'd have to get like the landlord to send a guy out to fix it and to replace the fuses and shit like that. And that happened like fucking, I had to set up, like I had to be so careful about just, no, you cannot let any water leave the sink ever. Nothing can splash ever. Otherwise it literally took out the electricity in the whole goddamn apartment. It was misery. Now we have a good kitchen. Now we have one, like, proper stove and stuff, and it's so good, even though we don't cook that much. After speaking in hushed tones for a few moments, Damien returns to me. Everything okay?
Oh my.
There's an emergency. Lucien? No, thankfully, but I must take my leave. Oh, okay. Is there anything I can do to help?
Huh.
Dads do have to stick together, right? You know it.
Hmm.
Then come, there isn't time to waste. After a short drive in silence, we arrive at a rundown building on the outskirts of town. Where are we? It's better if I just show you. I push the surprisingly heavy door open and find myself in a dimly lit waiting room. A few rickety chairs line the walls, and there doesn't seem to be anyone behind the front desk. There are a few paintings and pictures on the wall, but they're so nondescript I'm still unsure what kind of place this is. Wait here for a moment, I'll be right back. Damien walks off down a corridor, his boot heels echoing through the halls off this seemingly empty building. Distant howls echo from some place I can't see, and there's a faint scratching sound like claws on the tile. I mean, given the animal carriers underneath the desk there, I'd say it's some kind of veterinarian clinic? Well, let's find out. I cautiously peek down the hall and find stall after stall of scared-looking dogs. A few of them notice me and skitter up to the chain-link fence, sticking their noses through to sniff at the air. What have I gotten myself into? Suddenly, the lights shut off. I panic. Unsure of where I am or how I can get out, I stumble through the darkness, my breathing getting heavier and heavier. Damien? The lights finally turn back on. Hey, sailor. Mary. Oh, God. Mary, what are you doing here? You aren't here for the fight club? I don't want to get punched in the face. Right, because this is an animal shelter. A what? We take care of stray animals, and then people adopt the stray animals. Didn't you see the pets when you walked in? Oh, Sorry, I didn't really expect to see you volunteering in an animal shelter. Wow. Okay, kid. Way to put me in a box. Dames, you hear this baloney? Just one moment. Thunder cracks and door bursts open. Appearing from the shadows, I see Damien? Oh my god! That is very wrong. Everything about that feels terrible. Hey. It's Damien. He looks completely different. No cloak, no Victorian era clothing, no makeup. I wasn't planning to share this side of me until much later, but I'm not as goth as you think. I'm a systems administrator for the IT department of a realty company. I wear tennis shoes to work and I listen to Bruce Springsteen. I enjoy going to the hardware store and looking at storage solutions, and I volunteer at this animal shelter in my spare time. The world has been turned upside down. I'm boring. I'm fascinated with Victorian history and the goth lifestyle. That much is true. It's just not all that I am. And I need you to know that. Oh, hate to kill the moment here. There's some pressing business that needs attending to.
What?
Oh, right. It's Duchess Cordelia. Again? Who's Duchess Cordelia? She's one of the pups, gets out all the time. She somehow learned how to open doors, and now she's unstoppable. When did she get out? This morning, we went to go sing sea shanties to the cats, and when I came back, she had already bolted. I have to stay here with the pet, so I need you two to go and find her. Of course. Where could she be? She always ends up running off to the same places. Here, let me draw you a map. Mary starts scribbling on the back of a pet adoption form. She's very smart, ruthless even. You need to stay on your toes and get her back by sundown, or else she turns into a werewolf and starts eating people. What? You're a perfect little peach, Skyen. We just don't want her to be stuck outside when it's cold. Oh, I'll grab some treats and then we can hit the road. So that's why he had dog treats in his cloak. Damien and I look over the map Mary created for us. Oh man, I'm Nerd's house? I mean, it's not inaccurate. Coffee Dad, Nerd's house, Mary's sick pad, Smalls, Dames, other Nerd's house, Mario Batali, Kale, and Coffee. Yeah. The ocean or whatever. I'm beginning to like Mary. At least you're not other Nerd's house. Looks like you're moving up in the pecking order. Congrats, kiddo. I need a better voice for her. I guess I'll get one once we do Joseph. Where should we head first? The aquarium. We haven't been to the aquarium. Let's go see the aquarium. Okay, Damien and I exit the parking lot and start driving toward town. I look over to him and he seems concerned. Shouldn't be too hard to find the Duchess, right? She's a pretty big pup. Mary wasn't kidding when she said that dog was smart. One time, she correctly guessed the winner of the Kentucky Derby. It was a really great year for Bark Bark Bark. I don't know. What do you think our odds are, Skine? I gotta stay positive. My dad once told me, Skine, you can't shove raisins up your nose, and that hurt my feelings. I felt discouraged. But I kept a positive attitude, and you know what? I made it happen. Ew. It might have landed me in the ER and forced me to have 10 golden raisins removed from my nasal cavity, but on that day, I learned that anything is possible if you have a good attitude and abnormally large nostrils. Young children really are resilient, I suppose. Yeah, young children. I was 16, of course. Let's just hope for the best. We got this. Damien and I stopped by the aquarium. Everything looks in order here, but it might help to get out of the car and take a look. You drove your car up to the penguin enclosure? You seen anything? No dog here. Not even any sign of her. Did you know the penguins are considered the goths of the sea? Damien, I want to believe you so badly. Coffee spoon, then. We park in front of Matt's coffee shop and walk inside. It seems like a slow day. Matt sits behind the counter reading a book. Hey, Matt. Didn't expect to see you two today. What's up? I'm still trying to find a voice for him that works. Yeah. What's up? Have you seen any stray dogs around? Can't say that I have. You looking for one? Can you describe them to me? No, that doesn't work. Damn it, I've forgotten his voice. I had one, and it was decent, and it was relatively differentiated from Craig, but now I can't remember. It was like it was more slick down surfer voice, kind of. Let's see. Let me just cycle through a few. Can't say that I have. Looking for one. Can you describe them to me? Something like that. A little bit more of a drawl, like where Craig is all, bro, duh, totally. And can't say that I have. You're looking for one. Can you describe them to me? No, because he's cool. He's not tired. He's cool. He's also laid back, but Yeah, I know. I can't say I have. You're looking for one. No. Can you describe them to me? No. Because that sounds horny, which is maybe a little much. This could take a while. Talk among yourselves. Usually the thing about... microphone. Usually the thing about finding a voice is you have to find a phrase that you can say in the character's voice, and that you can kind of remember that one, but I didn't find one for all of them. Can you describe them to me? Something like that, yeah. Can you describe them to me? Enormous. That pretty well covers it. Cool. I'll find stray dogs different for scraps in the alley out back sometimes. I'll be sure to keep an eye out. We head back to the car. Yeah, it's acceptable. Just for the moment, he doesn't show up a lot. Softball field. We drive to the softball field. It looks like Craig's team is practicing. I wonder if any of these kids saw something. Craig spots us and jogs over, softball bat slung over his shoulder. Oh. Hey, bros, what's up? Craig, you wouldn't have happened to see a dog around here, have you? One escaped from the animal shelter, and we're trying to locate her. I don't think so. Maybe one of the girls saw something. Oh. Girls! Nice copy-paste. Hi, Amanda's dad. Hi, Lucian's dad. We have names. Girls, have you seen any dogs around? There was a big dog here earlier. She ran off a while ago, though. I don't think she had an owner, but it really wanted to play. We tried to play fetch with her, but she just took the softball and ran. I think she ate it, actually. She was a lot of dog.
Nice.
Here, take another softball. Might come in handy later.
Oh.
Many thanks, Craig. Bayside! We arrive back at the Bayside. Just like old times, eh? I remember it as if it were yesterday. I mean, earlier today. So what do you think? Any sign of the pooch? None yet, although who knows if she made it onto any of these ships. The Duchess would do that? I wouldn't put it past her to know how to navigate in rough seas and without a compass. Very smart. Pops? Damien and I turned to see my daughter. Amanda, what are you doing here? Did you think I just stayed inside all day vegging out on the couch and watching TV? Sorry, what are you doing? I'm heading home to veg out on the couch and watch TV. Had to get a burrito first. Young miss, have you seen a dog around here? Oh, you bet. I saw a Pomeranian with a bow around his neck. I saw a big old Doberman named Henry, and there was a stroller full of Yorkies, a Greyhound, a Golden Retriever. Did you see a Mastiff anywhere? No dice. I would definitely remember that. I gotta run, though. This Rito has about 10 minutes before the cheese breaks down the molecular structure of the tortilla and makes it all soggy. You understand? I do? Of course. Have a lovely evening, Miss Rice. Did I accidentally put, like, a space after my last name when I was making the character? I can't remember. I fear that the hours are growing short. We must make haste if we're to find the Duchess by sundown. Damien's looking more stressed out by the minute. I gotta think of something to lighten the mood. What kind of dog would a vampire have? I would imagine it would be unwise for a vampire to take the company of a smaller mammal for the means of companionship. It would be too tempting to... A bloodhound! I was going to say bloodhound, Damien. Oh, yes. Well, okay, I guess I screwed that one up. Doesn't like puns? Jeez. I keep reading Damien's directions from the map as we drive around town. Oh, there's nothing but the cul-de-sac left. We drive through the cul-de-sac and everything seems to be pretty normal. Looks like Brian is doing some yard work. We pull into Brian's driveway and hop out. Hey, don't step on the grass. I just mowed. Have you seen any unusual activity in the area today? Aside from your underwater lawn? Here we go. How dare you? I take my lawn care very seriously. Skyet, please. You haven't seen a dog run through here, have you? Well, a few hours ago I heard Maxwell barking at something. When I came outside, my garden had been torn to shreds. It's going to take forever to retill the soil. That could be a dog. Or rather, feisty raccoon. Whatever it was, it must have been hungry. Ate all my tomatoes. I'm very sorry to hear about your garden. If you need assistance to restoring it to its former glory, please don't hesitate to contact me. Will do, buddy. Good luck finding that dog. She's probably still hungry. I wonder if she's looking for more food elsewhere. The only place I can think of that has food with the coffee spoon. We head back inside the coffee spoon. Hey, Matt. Guys, I think I may have seen that dog you were looking for.
Ah,
You did? A brown mastiff? Size of a house. Yeah, I saw it digging through the trash in the back. It ran away when I tried to get closer, though. Did you see what direction it ran in? Matt thinks for a second. Might have been running east, I think. That pup threw 3 pans of old right-set banana bread. Want to take some for the road, just in case. Sure thing. Matt packages up a slice. Thanks for the slice. The road slice. This right-set banana bread is going to be so good. I think he meant to give it to you for the dog. Right, I meant it's going to be so good for the dog to eat. I feel like we're on the right track. You think? If we keep this up, we'll find the Duchess in no time. Hey, if you like dogs so much, why don't you have any? Lucian is severely allergic. I wouldn't put him through that. But there are still dogs in my life, so for that I'm grateful. There's about to be one more dog in your life, buddy. Splendid attitude. Let's not waste any more time. Verily. East, then. That would be the Bayside. Or the cul-de-sac. Let's try the bay. Damien and I arrived back at the Bayside. Doesn't seem like anything's changed here, but Matt said the Duchess went east from the coffee spoon. I suppose we need to go not so east. The cul-de-sac, then. Fine. We arrive at the cul-de-sac to find everything looking normal except... Uh-oh. Hugo's front door is wide open. She can open doors.
no.
This is classic Duchess Cordelia. A telltale sign. We should approach with caution. Whatever goes down in there, I've got your back. We creep up on the porch and step inside. That is a large dog. There, sitting in the center of Hugo's living room like she owns the damn place, is one of the biggest dogs I've ever seen. Well, she hasn't broken anything in here yet.
Huh.
Wonderful. Now all we have to do is get this leash on her before she tries to escape again and get out of here before Hugo comes home. Easy peasy. Duchess, come here. The Duchess eyes Damien warily. As he approaches, she begins to growl. She's on her guard. We'll need another plan. Give her the right-set banana bread. I reach into... That's eggplants again. I reach into my pocket and pull out the slice of right-set banana bread Matt gave to me. Duchess sniffs the air and hones in on the bread. Come here, girl. Nice and easy. Got some yummy homemade vegan and possibly gluten-free banana bread, if that's what you're into. The Duchess cautiously approaches me and gives the bread a good sniff before gently taking it from my hand and dropping it on the ground, like dogs always do for some reason. She curls up and starts munching on the bread. Success! Damien walks out behind the Duchess and attaches the leash to her collar. She immediately notices and starts whining. It's time to go home now, Duchess. Damien gives a tug on the leash. She won't move. Duchess, what happened to our rapport? You and I used to be bosom buddies. She still doesn't move. She's huge. There's no way we could even try and lift her. Well, this is a weird situation to be in. I think we're literally trespassing in our friend's house with his large dog. What are you nerds doing? Ernest stands in the door with a plate of pizza rolls. What flavor pizza rolls are those? Pepperoni blast? Nice! The Duchess notices Ernest and starts pulling against the leash. Why is this dog at my house? It's a long... The Duchess suddenly breaks free from Damien's grip and hurtles towards Ernest. Yeah! Ernest and the Duchess fall to the ground. Pizza rolls fly everywhere. This is bad. Ernest, are you okay? Ernest feeds the Duchess a pizza roll. Hey, she likes pizza rolls. Ernest sits up, but the dog keeps licking his face. Oh, hey. Hugo stands at the door, looking like he's at a loss for words. Whoa. Why are you guys... Whose dog is this? Nah, he's not British. I didn't do a British accent for him. It's American. It's a long story, but it involves a large dog who knows how to open doors. Hugo, may I present to you Duchess Cordelia? How do you do? How do you do? Yeah, there we go. Better. We're friends. The Duchess licks at Ernest's face. She's from the local animal shelter. She got out and we've been chasing her all around town. Your house was her final stop. Dad, can we keep her?
I don't know.
I don't know if we were set up to take care of her.
Huh?
Wait, did you just call me Dad? Why am I doing British for him all the time? Oh, come on, please. Look how cute she is. Hugo sighs. We've been talking about adopting a dog for a while. But you have to promise me that you'll take care of her. Yeah, I'll give her all the pizza rolls her little heart desires. I suddenly remember what's on the back of this map and pull a pen out of my pocket. Got the forms ready for you if you're interested.
Oh.
I'll even waive the adoption fees and, you know, we technically broke into your household. Well, alright, it's a deal. Hugo steps onto the porch with us and signs the form while Ernest plays with the Duchess inside. He sure seems to be happy with his new friend.
Oh.
I know, he called me Dad. Can you believe it? No, I needed this. Yeah. Damien places a hand on Hugo's shoulder. I certainly can. I think this will be really good for Ernest. It should teach him some responsibility. You should probably look into getting better locks on your doors, though. The Duchess is a wily one. But do right by her, and she'll love you two forever. Thank you. And long story short, the Duchess now lives in a happy home, and neither of us were charged for breaking and entering. So all in all, I think it was a fine day's work. Nice work, you two.
Hey.
Skye, you could be a valuable asset to our team of volunteers, you know? If you ever feel like petting some puppies, hit me up. I don't trust you not to be a sexual innuendo, Mary. Mary, I always feel like petting puppies.
Hey.
Good to know. Well, I'll catch you fellas later. Maybe I should do like a sort of pan-Atlantic voice for her. Mary starts to leave. And one last thing. Damien's been telling me about you. Glad he finally brought you around. Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Damien's my special boy. I love him. We go back, way back, and I got a vested interest in his health and success and well-being. If you ever hurt him, Mary, you can fill in the blanks. I gulp. Yes, ma'am. Mary leaves me alone with Damien. So, about the whole goth thing. I completely understand if you aren't interested in me anymore. Yeah, he was more nasally than that, Holly, you're right. What? Am I missing something here? Hang on. I'm not a cool goth prince, I'm boring. I own 5 pairs of tennis shoes, I wear dumb glasses. Don't you care? Those glasses look good on you, though. You look so nervous. Damien, do you really think I only like you because of all the goth stuff? It's all cool, but the best thing about you is how passionate you are about the things you love. History, art, Victorian fashion, dogs, storage solutions. It doesn't matter what it is. You care. That's awesome. And also, the glasses are very cute. See? Called it. Told ya. You don't think I'm boring at all? If you're boring, then I don't know what that makes me. I spend too much time online shopping for flashlights. I get excited to mow my lawn on Saturdays. I get cranky about commercials being too loud. I've even been thinking about making my own peanut butter.
Huh.
Then maybe we can be boring together. It would never be boring if it was with you. Smooth! Damien suddenly closes the gap between us and pulls me into a hug. He buries his face in my shoulder. His hair smells like lavender and rosemary. I was so scared you wouldn't like me. Quite the opposite. Damien pulls away for a second and looks me in the eyes. Without the colored contacts, his eyes are so dark and soulful. May I kiss you? I have to make the dad joke. Does a bat have wings? I believe I have my answer then. He smiles slightly and leans in, giving me a gentle kiss. Damien pulls away and gives me an intense look. You want to help me take care of the puppies? Yes! Puppies! Alright. I need another bite of pizza. I started thinking about the food again. Ah. I really should have made more time for the pizza before the stream, but here we are. Damien and I arrived back at the cul-de-sac, our fingers intertwined. Like a proper gentleman, he walks me to my doorstep.
Oh.
This was lovely. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for everything. I'm very happy I can be myself around you. I'm glad, but I have one request.
Huh.
What's that? Can we keep sending each other letters? But of course. Damien kisses me one last time before turning around and heading home. Amanda runs back to the couch from the window and tries to look as nonchalant as possible. Hello, Father. I was sitting here, on the couch, this entire time. Listen, Holly. The kiss was nice, but pizza is pizza. And Robert taunted me with that ossobuco. I'm just saying. Hi, Amanda. So? Are you guys, like, starting a vampire coven together? Oh, plot twist. Mothman. Damien's actually Mothman. I didn't see it coming either. Genius. Well, whatever's happening, I'm really glad you two are happy. You deserve it, Dad. Aw, shucks. I gotta head to bed. Catch you in the morning? Sure thing. I make my room and fall into my bed with my heart full, excited for the days to come. Date complete.
That was a phenomenal date.
I think I finally have everything set up. Amanda should be here any minute now. I think that's her car in the driveway. Okay. Gotta act natural. Be cool, Skyn. Be cool. Amanda walks through the door with a suspicious look on her face. Hey, Dad. Off to a good start. Something fishy? Rats. Sorry, sweetie, it's the feds. That life of crime is finally catching up to you. I tried to send him in a different direction, but even I'm no match for the power and funding of the US government.
Dad.
Well, if you think they're gonna take me alive, they got another thing coming. I'm kidding. You're right. I have a little surprise for you.
Aw.
Yeah, I can tell. You're very bad at lying. That's not true. Might be true. Amanda, my dear, would you care to join me in the kitchen? Father, it would fill my heart with glee. I lead Amanda over to the kitchen table where our present lies covered under a tablecloth. There's nothing special, but I wanted to get you a little something. You graduated high school last week, and I know you told me not to make a big deal about it, but... Aw, Dad, you... I dramatically whip the cloth off the table. Amanda's jaw drops. No way! I figure you probably won't be able to get cable in the dorm, so I thought it might be nice to take a piece of home with you. A DVD box set of long-haul paranormal ice road ghost truckers! This is all 19 seasons! And bonus material, including commentary with actual ghosts featured on the show.
Huh.
Dad, I love this, thank you. She gives me a big hug. I'm glad you like it. Hey, you want to hang out with me in the backyard for a bit? Toss the old pigskin or something? Totally. I follow Amanda to the back door. Oh, hey! It's all of them. And Damien... Why is Damien... Okay, fine. What? You told me not to make a big deal, but you seem to have forgotten that my entire mission in life is to make a big deal out of your accomplishments. So consider this your graduation party. Surprise! Dad, everyone's here. Oh yeah, everyone wanted to come and support you.
Hey.
Is that a mac and cheese bar? Sure is. Fully customizable, down to the type of mac. And there's ice cream cake. The good kind with the crunchies in the middle.
All right.
I don't know what to say. Don't say anything. Just go have fun with your pals, alright? I'm so proud of you, Amanda. Amanda smiles and runs to her friends. I should make the rounds and make sure everyone's having a good time. But first, mac and cheese. Walk over to Mary, who's having a lively conversation with Amanda. We have a real fluffy Samoyed right now. His name's Harold. Loves belly rubs. Always tries to lick your face if you get too close. Klaus. Yeah, it's more like Klaus. Yeah. Miss Cranston Jansen, thanks so much for telling me in great detail about every single dog currently at the animal shelter. Please tell me about the African with the 3 legs again?
Hey.
Sure, Quadro, we call him. It's one of those ironic nicknames. You know, if you're really interested, I could probably steal one for you. Really? Nah, but I could get you in to meet all of them. We could always use extra hands around the shelter. And if those extra hands also happen to steal a dog... I'm glad you two were able to bond over cute dogs. Really warms my heart. Dad, we're having a moment. Hey, Sailor, your kid's a good egg. Where's your goth prince? You two are usually attached to the hip these days. He's around. Stellar. Mary turns her attention to Amanda. It's not too hard to sneak a dog into college. Trust me, did it plenty back in the day. At one point I had 3 cats living in my dorm. I decide to leave them to it. All of a sudden a huge dog leaps up into my arms. Duchess! Hugo and Ernest run up to me. The Duchess gives my face a few broad licks and hops down. We're working on that. Got her in a disciplinary class. She's a wild spirit who runs where she may. I don't mind at all. Looks like the 3 of you are getting along nicely. She's a valuable addition to the clan. Yeah, a little more nasally than that, yeah. If I hold up my homework in front of her, she'll eat it. Cool. We'll deal with that later. Duchess Cordelia sputs a squirrel and darts across the yard. Ernest follows her, laughing. He's actually been a lot more manageable lately. I think taking care of the dog is good for him. Thanks for breaking into my house, I guess. Anytime. Skyan! Brian, you made it! I don't pass up on good Mac. What do you think of the party? It's not bad. Just not bad? Yeah, it's not bad. Don't let him bait you. Don't let him bait you. Thank you for the lovely compliment. Daisy trots up. Hi, Amanda's dad. Hey, Brian's daughter. See how that feels? This is a really great party. Thanks so much for inviting us. You're very welcome, tiny child who knows how to pay a compliment. Brian and I lock eyes. This isn't over. Hey, bro. Bro.
Oh.
This is a real rager, taking our old age into consideration. I'm trying to be in bed at a reasonable hour tonight. Don't let me get too wild.
Nice.
Don't worry, dude. I'll keep an eye on your fruit punch intake. You know, I'm really glad we're bros again. Let's hit the gym sometime soon, huh? Sure thing, dude. Briar and Hazel peek out behind Craig. Hi, little ones. Hello. Hiya. Thank you for all that ice cream cake. Wait, girls, how much of that did you eat? Briar ate 4 pieces. Ask any witness. No, I didn't. Hazel ate 4 pieces and wants to pin it on me because we'll look alike. I have your face. No one will ever believe you. Oh boy. I'll let you guys figure this out. Good seeing you, Craig. Let's hang soon, yeah?
Dude!
Totally. Tell Amanda congrats for us.
Looks like you've settled into this neighborhood quite nicely.
Yep. Couldn't ask for a better cul-de-sac.
Well, I'm glad. Hopefully I'll see you at more church events. We've got a big schedule planned for the rest of the year.
I do not think so, Joseph. Sure thing, Joseph.
And maybe if you aren't doing anything later, we could hang out sometime.
Sure, Joseph. That'd be great. See you later. Hugo comes up to me with a plate of mac and cheese.
The perfect cheddar to mac ratio.
The perfect cheddar to mac ratio. Beautiful work, Skyen. Yeah, I actually kind of like giving him a bit of a nerd voice. You know, I'm really pleased to see Amanda going to her dream school. I'm glad you turned it around for the finals. I can't get the jaw position right on him. We'll figure it out once we get to his route, I'm sure. Me too. That scholarship money would really help. Amanda walks by and pretends not to see Hugo. Amanda, come say hi to your old teacher. Hey. Congratulations on graduating. I know you're going to do great things at art school. Yeah, thanks. Amanda starts to back away. Wait, I just realized you're not my teacher anymore, so I don't have to be afraid of talking to you. You no longer hold power over me. You're right. Go forth, adult. I can no longer give you detention. Yeah, I'm going to break anything I want, and there's nothing you can do about it. Are you still mad about that time I gave you detention for breaking my globe? Nope. And I'll have you know that the globe didn't even fit through the basketball hoop in the first place, so... She'll fit into college just fine. Yeah, a little bit of a nerd voice for him, because he's a teacher. She'll fit into college just fine. Hey. Hey. Robert gestures vaguely to the snack table. Good stuff. Yep. See you later. Awkward. Hey, man. Dad. Let me know when Amanda leaves for college. I'll have a fresh batch of right set banana bread for her. Ready for her. Thank you. I know she'll love that. Amanda's dad? I turn to spot Lucien walking up to me. Yes, Lucien? Thanks for inviting me to your party. Anytime, bud. I know we had a rocky start, but I'm glad to know you. Hope you know how much your dad cares about you. Yeah. My dad's had a rough couple of years, and I know it must not have been easy to raise me alone. He's kind of a weird guy, but I love him a lot. And it seems like you'll make him happy. So, you're cool in my book. Thank you, Lucien. That means a lot to me. Sure. And let me know if you want me to give you a stick and poke sometime. Thanks for coming by, Lucien. See you around, Skyen. As the party starts to wind down, I take a seat on our back porch step. The sun is setting, and everyone seems to have eaten their fill. Amanda wanders over and sits down next to me. Killer party, Pops. What can I say? I was inspired. So, I also have something for you. For me? Why? Not to be completely genuine about my feelings for once or anything, but... Growing up wasn't easy, but it could have been a lot harder if it wasn't for you. Dad, you've been there for me through everything. There's been times in my life when you were my only friend. I was really scared of going to college and being so far away from you, but I realized that everything you've done for me has been to prepare me for this, and I'm ready. I wouldn't be who I am today without you. Good grief, this game is sugar sweet. Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. I swear to God, Skyen, if you cry again. You're the best, Dad. I love you. And I'm crying. Anyway, that was enough emotional vulnerability for one day. Present time! Amanda hands me a tiny wrap package. I tear the wrapping off to find a framed picture of me and Amanda. It's us. Kind of shocking, all our photo albums are just pictures of me, huh? I figured we needed at least one together before I leave. Amanda, thank you. Watching you grow up has been the happiest experience of my life. You're such a challenging and intelligent young woman. I'm so excited to see what the future holds for you. Knock 'em dead, kid. Always do. Amanda and I share a hug. This is only the beginning, Pops. Plenty more memories for us down the road. Memories to make and stuff to break, right? Oh, I'm gonna break so much stuff. Intentionally and unintentionally. You're probably gonna have to pay for most of it. It would be my honor. Amanda hops up. Looks like someone's been waiting to talk to you. I glance over to the back of the yard where Damien is sitting on a bench beneath our cherry blossom tree. He smiles at me. I'll leave you to it. Me and the Emmas are gonna go get ice cream. Love you, Pops. Wait, she made up with the Emmas again? Okay. Ooh, lovely background. See, one of the reasons why the nature scenes and stuff are way more dynamic and don't look as flat as the indoor scenes is because a lot of this stuff has to be free-handed. Like, you can't draw a tree with a ruler very easily unless you do, like, a cubist thing or something. But yes, this is profoundly adorable. I take a seat next to Damien as the last guests make their way out of the party. Did you know that in the Victorian era they would call benches seaty boys? What? Really? I'm kidding, Skyen. But what if? It's good to see you in your civvies again. Thank you. I had a revelation the other day, Skyen, and I think it was largely due to your continued influence upon me. There was a version of myself that might have been embarrassed to show you my true form, my information technology form. But what you said about me, about how my passion was what you truly admired, that emboldened me to feel like myself regardless of how I choose to dress and act. Instead of separate entities, they're simply different facets of myself. A three-dimensional human being with his own thoughts, wants, and needs. Good. I love dressing the way that I do, but feeling constricted by what I thought was my own personal brand made me lose sight of why I did it in the first place, to make myself happy. I place my hand on Damien's and feel a light squeeze. Looking up, I'm greeted by Damien's warm smile. I'm trying to be more comfortable with who I am, rather than dwelling on who I could be to other people. I can't stop smiling. I'm so proud of him. Damien, I'm so happy you realized you can be a dog-loving goth. Me too, Skyen. Me too. I feel myself inching closer and closer to Damien. I go to brush a lock of hair out of his face, and I'm shocked at how soft it is. How is your hair so soft? Dog shampoo. I keep running my hands through his hair as he leans close. Oh, this is getting steamy. Placing a hand on the side of my face. He strokes my cheek with his thumb. You know, public displays of affection were considered scandalous in the Victorian era. Damien pulls me in for a kiss. But I think I can make an exception for you. Oh, that is adorable. That is distressingly adorable. Well, that's one route. And I will eat pizza throughout the entire credits. Wait, Brian Wecht voiced a character in this game? That's so cool. Oh shit, Vivian Ink into some of the backgrounds. That's cool. That's a name I've seen around. But yeah, it doesn't surprise me that they have multiple background artists on this thing. Because, like, one artist can probably create all the character models and stuff, but backgrounds for a game like this is a much bigger job. The good news is, once I have finished this, all the pizza is gone, and I can't eat anymore. And I will hopefully be full enough that if we do the Robert route, I'm not just going to be salivating over whatever food he serves the whole time. Ah. Ah. Pizza's good. I need to close a window. Excuse me. Ah, there we go. Okay. Let us kiss another dad. Hey, a little pinup. Nice. Looks like digital, actually, but looks like a nice pencil brush. Cool. I think we'll leave Joseph for last. Okay, let's see. I think this is the one.
Welcome. You've got dads.
Yes, that's right before the third date. Okay. Most visual novels have a secret ending. Are you planning on finding or playing through this one's? I wouldn't know where to start looking, so not immediately. Game Grumps, by the way, they funded the development of this video game, so that's why their name is on the thing. And they also promoted it. So, that was Captain Gothy Pants. Please cook food for me. Let's see how Robert is doing. Robert was pretty nice. A little odd, but nice. My voice is gonna hate me for this. This feels like cheating on Damien. It was not. We have gone back in time. Time traveled to the distant past when we weren't dating that guy yet. Whew. Robert was pretty nice. A little odd, but nice. And ruggedly handsome. We should hang out. I get the feeling my character's more motivated by that last bit. I type out a message to him on Dadbook. Hey, Robert. Good seeing you again at the cookout. Want to grab a drink? I sit there for a couple of seconds, hoping he'll message me back. Hey, it says he read my message. Oh, he's going to leave me on red, isn't he? I anxiously wait for a response. Cat videos on the internet, obviously. Wow. Oh, the food wants to go. Why the hate on Bro 7? We'll find out why. I start down a rabbit hole of cat videos and Robert quickly vanishes from my mind. I didn't realize how long I've been doing this, but by the time I watched my maybe 30th cat video, Robert pops back into my head. I jump back over to that book and see if he's responded yet. Red. Nothing. Well, I guess the guy's busy. Might as well make the best of my day. I get up, walk to the living room, and then sit down and turn on the TV. Oh god, we don't watch the History Channel. We never do that. Let's do Food Channel. Ooh, meat hell is on. You have 10 minutes to cook a 5-course meal that must include these ingredients. Steak, lemon meringue pie, paper clips, and a hammer! If you're unable to finish cooking, or if any of these ingredients are absent from the dish, we will release the wolves! Oh my god. I'm not kidding. Please help us! I lose several hours to whatever the hell that was. Sighing, I get up and walk around the house. My stomach grumbles. Time for lunch, huh? Well, I guess it's time for old Chef Rice to cook a gourmet delicacy. I walk over to the refrigerator and open the door. By the way, there's a 20-second stream delay on this thing here, so like if you say something or advise me to take a particular a particular route or something, I won't see it until it's way too late. I make a sandwich in its entirety while standing there. Who needs plates? The Standwich. A lost art. I admire my work for a second before I clumsily drop the entire thing on the floor. Yeah, that sounds like me. Oh! I look around and remember that Amanda is not home. This is still good. 5-second rule, right? I reassemble my sandwich, peeling pickles off the floor and putting them back where they belong, in my mouth. Wait, I'm a wreck. I finish my snack and walk around the house some more, bored. When's Amanda coming home? Do you not have a job, my guy? Do I have a job? What the hell do I even do? Oh, I just remembered something. When we were packing up the old house, we found an old basketball hoop that would hang off a door. It would really bring the living room together. I wonder where I put that. I spend a couple of minutes poking around the new place until I find it. After installing it above one of the doors in the living room, I'm ready to dunk. Come on and slam! I take a leap from the free-throw line and rocket that sucker down the net. The crowd goes wild! And welcome to the jam! Space Jam jokes, okay. I pull up from the three-point line, breaking angles and sinking a fadeaway. And I forgot the rest of the words to this song. No look behind the hook shot. No look behind the back hook shot. Everyone's on their feet. Something, something, Space Jam! I managed to just barely defeat myself at horse before Amanda comes home. Then we cook dinner together. We're proud of ourselves for not even coming close to burning down the house. Afterward, Amanda and I dig into a carton of ice cream over an episode of Chopped Toddler Tournament.
What you have in front of you is a molecularly deconstructed sweet potato with a brown sugar demi-glace of creme fraiche, of course.
This is literally a jar of baby food. The toddler immediately burst into tears.
Are we bad people for watching this?
Yes. Just then, my computer dings. Huh? What's that?
Oh, you probably just got a message.
Amanda and I walk over to the computer and check Dad Book. It's a message from Robert. You up? What'd you do? Yeah, of course that's what he sends. Of course that's what he sends. Of course it is. Oh my god. Oh, what does that mean? What you doing? What am I doing? You just chilling? I guess I'm just chilling. I type back just chilling. Amanda deletes the G and hits send. It'll make you look cooler. A couple moments pass by. Another message pops up.
Yes.
Wanna grab a drink? Hey, that means he wants to hang out. I know what that means, Amanda. But it is kind of late. Come on, Pops, live a little. I am living. With ice cream. And traumatized toddlers. Well, it's your life, but I think you'd have a lot of fun tonight. You're trying to get to know the neighbors better, aren't you? Fine. I type back a message to Robert asking him for details, and he tells me to meet him at Jim and Kim's. Well, don't wait up for me. I never do. I throw on a nice jacket and run out the door. It's only a short walk to Jim and Kim's, and it's a beautiful night. I walk into the bar and see the usual crowd of barflies drinking beer and watching sports. I spot Robert at the back of the bar and wave hi as I walk over, rather. Hey man, how's it going? Hey buddy.
Hi there, Skipper.
Robert and Mary are here? Oh god. I brought Mary along. Figured we needed a drinking buddy. Oh man, I was excited to get to know Robert a little better. Now I have to deal with this weird married lady making passes at me.
Come on.
Don't look so scared, kiddo. We're just having a drink. Yeah, speaking of which, I think it's time for the first round. What are you having? A dad after my own heart, huh? Now let's do whiskey, why not? Oh, that got eggplants, okay. Robert orders 3 shots of whiskey and passes them between us. Well, this wasn't how I expected my night to be going. Here's to bad decisions and relaxed moral values, fellas. What have I gotten myself into? We all knock back the shots. I almost choke on the whiskey as it burns down my throat. Holy hell, that was a kick. I look over at Robert and Mary, who seem like old pros at this. Robert grabs his jacket and throws it on. Let's get marching. What?
The night's young, Chief. Come on, we're bar hopping.
Oh, all right. We leave the bar and start walking down the street. I still don't know this area of town very well, so I just follow Robert. So where are we headed?
Irish I were drinking. It's an Irish pub.
A good pun is the whiskey to my heart. Puns are the lowest form of humor, Skyen. Try harder. Ouch. Am I going to be the butt of the joke all night?
Jesus, Mary, put your fangs away for a second.
We walk into Irish Hour drinking. God damn. Puns. The bar is pretty much the same as Jim and Kim's, except for the old-timey Irish memorabilia on the wall.
Next round, what are you having?
Let's do more whiskey. Couldn't possibly go wrong.
Let's do it.
Robert orders 3 more glasses of whiskey and we post up in a garish green booth. Mary slides in and sidles up next to Robert, which makes me breathe a sigh of relief.
Let's sip this one, why don't we?
Suit yourself. Mary immediately downs her shot in one gulp and burps loudly.
Hey.
That'll put hairs on your chest.
You are truly the paragon of grace and beauty.
Mary grabs my drink and sips on it.
Ah.
Hey!
Ah.
Skyen, be a dear and get us another round, will you? I don't know how to process this evening at all. I get up and order another round of drinks from the bartender. As I head back, I see Robert and Mary having a lively conversation. Robert roars with laughter. I don't think I've seen the guy smile, let alone laugh. I take a seat across the booth from them and pass out the drinks. So, Edith's kid snuck some pot brownies onto the table at the last bake sale, right? And I spot that little hemp sweatshirted gremlin in the act, so I go up to Edith with the baggie, and I'm about to tell her when all of a sudden she just freaks out at me. "You're running the bake sale," she says. "I should have been PTA president. Your roots are bad," and blah, blah, blah.
So what did you do?
I told her to have a brownie and everything was gonna be fine. They both erupt in laughter. I politely follow along with the story. She ate 3. More laughter. Okay, that was actually pretty funny. She called the cops and told them that time had stopped. Mary looks directly at me. "Do you smoke weed?" "What?" "You know, the devil's lettuce." Who the fuck calls it that?
Hey.
I have 2 big fat blunts in my purse right now. Want a blaze? Are you with the feds? I worked hard for what I have, and no 2-bit corner boy is gonna drop the dime on me. So you take what you're pushing somewhere else, and I'll keep running my business the way I want it run. What? Remember, you come at the king, you best not miss. Jesus, kid, dial it back. Robert giggles helplessly. I'm just kidding, cowboy.
Lay off the kid, Mary. He might not be used to your brand of humor.
Fine, fine. We sit around and sip our drinks, people watching and cracking jokes. After a little bit of time, I begin to warm up to Mary. Her jokes become much funnier and much less scary. But it seems like she's not going anywhere anytime soon. I just wanted some alone time with Robert. I wonder if I can get her to leave somehow. Let's not bring up Joseph. That's a bad idea. I get the distinct feeling that she's less than 110% fond of her husband. I guess we could tempt her with alcohol to go away? You're trying to ditch me, pal? No? Because if you're trying to ditch me, you can just tell me to scram. No, it's fine. Skyen wants an alone time with his new best buddy, Robert. Read you loud and clear. The wingman breaks formation to pursue their prey.
Huh?
Now, if you fellas will excuse me, Mary needs to sink her teeth into a helpless boy.
Go with God.
Nice seeing you. Deuces, nerds. I like her. Mary gets up and saunters over to a younger-looking guy at the bar.
She grows on you.
Does she, though? I feel like she kind of delights in making men suffer.
Well, she does.
But what about her and Joseph?
What about him?
You know, married? And she definitely tried to get in my pants the other night, and I gesture to her across the bar when she's making goo-goo eyes at the young boy from before. He looks like he's being held hostage.
Oh, that's just a thing she does. She's harmless.
Tell that to the boy she's hanging off of. Poor kid looks like he's seen war. Robert lets out a hearty laugh. Hey, I got him to laugh.
Oh, man. You know I picked you from one of those straight-laced types.
Oh, don't worry. I got pretty wild back in my day.
Still got a little wild in you.
Oh, that's a pass. I'm not Captain Dating over here, but I know a pass when I see one. I have a child I need to care for. Oh, that's tempting. Let's just shout about it. Let's just say you know it. Okay, that gets eggplants. Robert orders a couple more rounds of shots. I gulp. What am I getting myself into? Think you can go shot for shot? There's only one way to look cool here. I grab the shot closest to me and down it. Robert looks impressed. He takes his shot and knocks it back. That's one. So, what do I even talk about? He's so cool and probably hates small talk. So, how are things?
Hey.
I hate small talk. Okay. Too many people, and this isn't necessarily you, but too many people think that they have to fill the dead air with noise. Personally, I think they're afraid of the silence. Or they're afraid of what the other person is going to think of the silence.
Oh.
If you want some unsolicited advice, just learn to be comfortable with silence. He's not wrong. Nothing wrong with two people sitting in silence and drinking whiskey. Oh, all right.
Hey.
Robert and I sit in silence and drink whiskey. I take in the rest of the bar. Patrons laughing, playing darts, spilling beer. Mary giving the hard sell to that young man. The young man pretending he's got a phone call from some of his friends. Maybe silence is nice sometimes. So, you ever kill a man? I choke on my drink. Excuse me. You know, watch the life drain from someone's eyes. It's not just their life, you know. It's their hopes and dreams draining away. Every memory and experience they've ever had. Gone. No? Great, me neither. Robert knocks back his shot and motions for me to do the same. I reciprocate. I'm just messing with you. Relax. I laugh nervously. Where am I? I laugh nervously again. We sip more whiskey and people watch some more. Mary has her sights set on another man, and after the other one excused himself to the bathroom and, I assume, crawled out the window. Gosh, this whiskey is hitting me pretty hard. Gosh, this whiskey is hitting me hard. You betcha. Robert gets up out of the booth, shouldering his jacket. Let's roll.
Oh.
Sorry, whiskey, inside voices. Let's roll. Wait, what about Mary? Brother, Mary's gonna be just fine. I look over at Mary, who's lying on the bar in front of some poor sap. She's singing happy birthday to him while he insists that it's not his birthday. I like her. I like her more than Joseph. I suppose I'll warm up to Joseph once we get to his routes. Possibly. We make our way out of the bar and back onto the street. I'm trying my hardest not to stumble, but man, that sidewalk is just coming right at me. I hope Robert doesn't notice me tripping over my own feet like this is the first time I've ever been drunk. Where to? You'll see. I follow Robert through street lamp spotlights until we eventually arrive at a rundown strip mall. There's a beauty salon, a sex shop, a computer repair store that looks like it's been closed for 10 years, and finally, a liquor store. Wait here. I'll be right back. Oh, my voice is definitely gonna hate me for this one! After a minute, Robert returns with 2 wine bottles in brown paperbacks. He hands one to me. Cheers. He sits on the curb and drinks. He motions for me to do the same. This is really not where I expected the night to go. I take a sip. White Zinfandel? What? Nothing. I just wasn't expecting... It is delicious, fruity, and refreshing. Don't judge me. I start to say something, think of his lecture about valuing silence earlier, and stop. I sip on my wine and watch cars drive by. Let's throw rocks at shit. What? Robert suddenly hurls a rock at a stop sign. The ding echoes throughout the empty parking lot. I feel like maybe he has some impulse control issues. Among other things. He presses a stone into my free hand. Now you try. I don't know. With feeling. I look at the rock in my hand and I look at the stop sign. Back of the rock. Back of the stop sign. I know what has to be done. I got a problem with authority! I hurl the rock at the sign. It sails over the stop sign right into the window of a parked car, leaving a crack. Dude, run! I leap up and dart into the nearest alley, wine in hand. I can hear Robert's footsteps behind me. Fucking... After I'm sure I'm far enough away from the cracked window that I'm no longer culpable for this heinous crime, I stop to catch my breath. Maybe we strike rock throwing from the to-do list. Great. Suddenly my stomach growls. Oh man, I'm starving. Let's get pizza. Can't argue with that. Pizza's good. Where's good around here? Actually, I don't even care if it's good. It just needs to be edible and in my mouth in the next 5 minutes. I know just the place. I follow Robert through a maze of alleys and side streets until we eventually end up in front of a tiny hole-in-the-wall pizza joint. The bright red neon sign reads, Pete's Pizza Pizza. Jesus Christ, Robert. Ta-da! I can see a few exhausted-looking workers behind the counter tossing dough and pulling piping hot pizzas right out of stone ovens. My stomach grumbles again. We go up to the counter and get ready to order. Can I get 2 slices of Hawaiian pizza? Oh, wait, Sky, you're cool with pineapple on your pizza, right? I want him to like me. So I have to... Fine. Of course, sure, fine. I can pretend. We wait for a minute for our pizza to come out of the oven. I'm practically drooling at the smell. The cashier hands us each a giant slice on a paper plate so saturated with grease that I'm worried it'll fall apart. We take our pizzas outside and wander through the alleyways as we eat. I take a bite. It's absolutely delicious. Pineapple. Oh, no, I'm not saying that. I am not saying... You can just read it, and you can just imagine that I said it, but I never said that. You said it. No, I didn't. I didn't say that. I just said that I didn't say that. I feel way better now. You and me both. We heard noise coming out of a slightly ajar door in the alleyway. Robert looks at me excitedly. Got any more of that wild in ya? I love my daughter, and I should go home to make sure that she's alright. Amanda will be fine. Good on ya. Did I just see sweat emoji coming out of him? Okay. Robert and I slide the door open and peek inside. It's completely dark except for a flickering light. We slowly creep forward, cautious not to be heard or seen. Shh. Don't shush me so loud. Shh. We come to the end of the hallway and find ourselves standing in front of a movie screen. Oh, this suddenly makes sense. Did we really just sneak into a movie theater like a couple of teenagers? No talking during the movie. We look into the audience and are surprised to find that it's almost completely empty, save for a row of a few teenagers in front. They look annoyed when they notice us. Robert starts making his way to the very back of the theater, and I follow him. We settle in with our wines and try to make sense of this movie. It's a romantic comedy, I think? A young man is frantically trying to get through New York to find the woman he's finally realized he's in love with. Kiss already! There's nobody to kiss yet. You want him to kiss the taxi driver? Hell yeah! The kids down the way notice us heckling. One of them speaks up. Hey man, keep it down. Oh damn, that's Ernest Hemingway, Hugo's kid. Ernest! Hey Ernest! I know you! It's me! Your neighbor! Hi! Ernest turns back around, embarrassed. I turn back to Robert. He kiss anyone yet? It turns out that, yes, he did kiss someone. He made his way out to a tiny island near New York to profess his love for a woman who, for some reason, he knew would be there. She tells him that they hit the jackpot. He said that they had, but I think there was some subtext that I'm missing there. Boo! Love is dead. Shut up, it's beautiful! No, you shut up. Ernest grumbles. The credits start to roll. I stand up. Robert immediately pulls me back down. Hundreds of people worked very hard to make this film happen. You're gonna sit here and appreciate them. Okay. Look at that. Elizabeth Shelton. She worked really hard. I bet she did lots of good. The wardrobe design. Thank you, Elizabeth Shelton, for this beautiful film-going experience. And Peter Anders, catering. Fed a bunch of people so they could have the energy to do their jobs. What a guy. We let the credits roll while Robert individually thanks every member of the crew. Once it's finally over and he makes sure no animals were harmed in the making of this film, we leave the movie theater. We stumble into the theater parking lot, polishing off the rest of our wine. Hey, assholes! Out of nowhere, a rock flies through the air and hits me on the knee. My knee! What the hell? Ernest and his friends stand in the alleyway, blocking our exit. Oh, what do you guys want? Why'd you go and throw a rock at my knee? This is my good knee! My orthopedist is gonna be pissed. Orthopedist. Ernest tosses another rock up and down in his hands. What's wrong with this kid? You ruined my theater-going experience. Now you have to pay. Oh. Well, I really don't have any cash on me right now. Like, movies got really expensive. Ernest hucks another rock at my other knee. I'm able to jump out of the way, but I didn't stretch properly before physical activity, and I'm probably gonna feel super sore in the morning. You ruined it for you? That movie was pretty crappy in the first place. Hey, you take that back! That was a beautiful love story with really genuine acting. You call that good acting? What classicist mainstream slop have you been served your entire life? What?
Whoa.
Have you ever even seen any Michael Powell? A Matter of Life and Death, 1946? Easily the toughest 5 minutes of love you'll ever witness. Listen, man. No, you listen. That popcorn-ass dribble the mass media is shoving down your throat will only make you dumber and sadder. You of all people should strive for a higher standard in the arm you consume. Your name is Ernest Hemingway, for Christ's sakes. Oh, now you've done it! Ernest rushes Robert, screaming like a banshee. Ah! I dive between Ernest and Robert, trying to stop the kid. He lunges forward, kicking me as hard as he can in the knee. Fuck my knee! Robert gets in between Ernest and myself. It's as if he's seeing red. Fuck, my fucking knee hurts.
Excuse me, friend.
All right, buddy. Talk like a punk, get hit like a punk. Robert squares up into a boxer's stance. Queensberry rules. 3-minute rounds with 1-minute rests in between. No low blows, fish hooks, J grabs, or high blows. What? And don't even think about pulling an illegal turnstile. That's an automatic deduction of 3 points. Nerd! You'll have to designate a second if you're unable to fulfill your role as male duelist. One of your friends over there looks like he has enough youthful vivacity to handle it. Hey man, I don't want to get dragged into this. That movie sucked. It's too late. You two are blood-bound. If he dies, you die.
Excuse me?
Sorry, I don't make the rules. Talk to Queensberry. Just gonna go. Ernest and his friends wearily back away. Robert calls after them. The Queensberry Association will hear about this. And consume better content. God damn it, Robert. Once the teens are safely out of earshot, Robert turns to me. Were you about to actually fight that kid? Are you kidding me? I would never hit a child. That would be despicable. You throw the rules at them, though. They always bolt. Nobody wants a Queensberry-sanctioned throwdown. But, full disclosure, I made half of that up. Wow. See? You don't even have to know the rules. You just make them up. Come on, let's get out of here. Robert and I cool down a bit as we walk back to the neighborhood. I'm so sorry, I get really into the art of filmmaking when I drink. It's okay. I think it's cool how much you like movies. To be honest, I don't know much about them myself. Buddy, I got so much to show you. You ever see any Sam Fuller? I haven't. Fuller is cash. Thanks for the adventure, I guess. Adventure's all I got, buddy. Robert throws an arm around my shoulder and we drunkenly belt out tunes all the way back. We finally get to his doorstep. This was an interesting night. I liked it. A smile forms on his cheeks. A rare sight. Let's hang again soon, yeah? Yeah. I linger there for a second, swaying drunkenly in the night breeze. Robert claps me on the shoulder. Night, bud. Robert heads back inside and I stumble my way back home. Good lord. Embarrassed child bonding, crime, paranoia, bad ideas, and white wine. Yeah, that's... sounds about right.
Uh-oh, where'd my pants go?
Was that fucking Danny? I didn't recognize him before, but that's clearly Dan Avidan. God damn.
Welcome. You've got dads.
It's Craig again. Good lord, leave me alone, bro. Hello, Amanda's dad. It's me, your friend Craig, who loves sports. I have nice and smart children who are good at computers. Oh man, great to hear from you, buddy. What's up? I'm still strong. I'm still strong. Don't I know it? Say, I've been reading about whey protein. You use that at all? I figured it'd help me develop a bit more muscle. Yes, I know what that is. My children are having a tea party, and they wanted to invite Amanda, but we can't find her on here. You're also invited. Physical invitation to follow. Cool. I'd love to come. I'll let Amanda know. Thank you, Amanda's dad. Oh, okay, it is Dan Avidan, yeah, obviously. It's hard to not know that voice. And it's Aaron doing Joseph. Oh, well then. I guess we're going to that party. This doesn't count as a date, right? Coffee time! You know, dads love coffee. Gotta brew myself something black as midnight on a moonless night. Put in a fresh pot and work on a few word jumbles while I wait for it to brew. Word jumbles, really? Hey, this one spells sorrow. Dad, ready for today? I'm ready for every day, sweetie. Gonna tackle it head on. No, are you ready for the thing that we're gonna do today? The thing you promised you'd do? Honey, I already told you that I'm not gonna throw away my Tom Clancy novels. It's just stacked in the living room. I keep bumping into them and knocking them over and you don't even read them. Wait, no, that's not what I'm here about. The tea party, Dad. No, don't remember that. Craig's kids. That hand-drawn invitation?
Dad.
Amanda walks over to the refrigerator and comes back with a hand-drawn invitation on a sheet of computer paper, inviting Amanda and Amanda's dad to a tea party. It's spelled cordially wrong. Just put on some going outside pants and let's get going. I can go outside in sweatpants. Nothing's stopping it. Don't call me out like this. Dad, just... I'll see you in a minute. Put on outside pants or fuck authority. Let's be nice to other people.
Huh.
Hello, thank you for coming to our tea party. I do my best bow and present my daughter, who thanks them with a curtsy. This way, please. Briar and Hazel lead us to a small table with tiny chairs. Some are occupied by stuffed animals, and Matt and his daughter Carmencita are here too. Matt raises a comically small plastic teacup at me. Hey, dude. How's the tea?
Oh.
The imaginary tea is absolutely wonderful. I taste a hint of lemongrass. Hello, Carmencita.
Hello, Mr. Amanda's dad. Please have a seat.
I sit down between Amanda and Matt. I don't think I'm going to be able to get out of this chair.
Hi, everyone.
I turn to see Daisy and Brian enter into the backyard and take a seat next to us. Sorry we're late. Daisy made me put on my going outside pants. See, Amanda? Amanda gives me a knowing look and I return with an obliging wink. She rolls her eyes. Is that really something your daughter had to pressure you into, Brian? I give Amanda another and even more exaggerated wink. She rolls her eyes even harder. Thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedules for some high tea. Actually, it's a common misconception that high tea was appreciated by nobles. God damn it, me. What's worse is I absolutely would do that. Dad, shut up.
Now, if you'll all put on your designated tiaras.
There are little tiaras sitting on everyone's plate. Well, except for Brian's. His is a softball helmet.
Oh, we ran out of tiaras.
I don't think this is going to fit me, but I appreciate the thought.
Dad, you're royalty. Please act like it.
Brian tries to balance the ill-fitting softball helmet on top of his head, but it immediately tumbles off and into the bushes. I'll get that later. Hey, everybody. Craig comes out with a teapot and a tray of sandwich cookies. These people are excessively good dads. Like, it's ridiculous how good they are at being dads. Good lord. Those are some lucky daughters.
Dad, is the tea ready?
Yeah, it's been, steeping for a while now. Awesome. Would you girls like to serve your guests tea?
No, thank you. We'd much appreciate our servants' help.
Craig leads over to me. That's me. Yeah, Robert's voice is creeping into mine, mostly because doing that voice for a long time makes the entirety of your voice into Robert's voice. Craig places teacups in front of all of us and a single sandwich cookie onto each of our plates. He pours some tea into my cup. Awfully fluorescent for tea. I clink my teacup with Matt's and take a sip.
Hey.
Good lemonade.
It's tea.
Right. Very good tea. I lean over to Amanda, who's happily enjoying her tea. So, what do we do at tea parties?
We enjoy the splendors of upper-class society, Father.
She takes a dainty bite of her sandwich cookie.
Marvelous.
Oh, God. So the meeting of princesses has been called to order. Hear, hear. But I'm a warrior princess. I hunt and stuff, and I have like a really cool sword. Can I be a space princess? I'll allow it. I don't think I can do that many different feminine voices, unfortunately. It's one of my weaknesses. And I'll be a rock star princess. I'm also a space princess. Can there be more than one? Space is pretty big, don't you think? Change my mind. I want to be a space princess, too. Dad, what are you? Do I get to be a princess? Duh. Well, I guess that makes me... Oh, no! Oh, that's a terrible image. Oh, no. I mean, this character loves ska music, so there's no choice, but... Oh, Lord, no. Rude boy princess. Oh, man, everything about that image is the worst. If I drop my crown on the floor, I'm like, sure to pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Nice. I think I'll be landscaper and general contracting princess.
Oh.
Barista princess reporting for duty.
Nice.
Hey everybody, CrossFit princess here. Oh, Lord. Not now, servant. If it weren't for the princess uprising, it would be you serving me. We sip tea for a little longer, and then the girls run off to fight dinosaurs as space rock star warrior princesses, I think. I grew up so fast. It was like yesterday I was helping Amanda throw her own tea parties.
Oh.
Did she make you a servant too? You betcha. Carmen Sita make me actually brew tea for hers. Pitfalls of owning a coffee shop. I still need to figure out that goddamn voice from Matt, but we can worry about that later.
Oh.
Pitfall, your custom blends are amazing. That hibiscus one you gave me a while back was choice.
Hey.
Aw, thanks. It's really nice the girls are getting along. Yeah, I'm really glad we moved into this community. We are too. Amanda's been kind of a role model to them, you know? I hadn't even realized. And I don't even know if Amanda does either, but I guess they're right. All the girls in the neighborhood look up to her. She seems to go out of her way to play with them. I'm so proud of her. You better not proud dad cry at this tea party, Skyen! I brought extra word jumbles if anyone wants to kill some time while the girls play. What princes are you, Skyen? I mean, I can't be YouTube princess because that role is already taken. And I can't be YouTube queen because that's ContraPoints. I don't know, character design princess or something? The day rolls on and all the girls get tuckered out. Amanda spends the whole day playing with them and taking their pictures, promising that she'll send them the best ones later. We all clean up and help put away the tea sets and tables, then hide out as Daisy and Carmencita fall asleep on their dad's shoulders. That's adorable. Take care, guys. Thanks for coming. Bye, Root Boy Princess. You want dinner? Nah, I filled up on cookies. Me too. I'm tired. Dude, same. Playing with a bunch of little kids who all simultaneously want your attention and approval is surprisingly exhausting. But in a good way, but also in a kind of scary way. How so? I feel like I gotta be on my best behavior for them. Like, I don't want to let them down. Is this because you still feel bad about dropping the F-bomb in front of your cousin that one time? I corrupted her, Dad. She secondhand smokes now. Well, those kids really look up to you. I'm glad they have you as the role model. Shucks, Pops. I ruffle Amanda's hair.
Welcome. You've got dads.
Okay. Whew. What time is it? Okay, we've got another half hour to go. That should be enough for a date, right? Also, enough for a drink. Do I need the bathroom? No. I've been standing up this whole time, because I'm trying not to sit down too much, but 2.5 hours in, your feet do start to ache a little bit, so thank God it's over soon. Ugh. Okay, so One more Robert date, and then we'll save, and then we'll... Yeah, then we'll probably end it there. I had a lot of fun with Robert the last time we hung out, but I'm beginning to wonder if he's dodging me. I've tried messaging him a few times, and Dadbook says he hasn't even read them. Haven't even seen him come out of his house, actually. I decided to send him one last message, figuring that this will produce the same result. Hey man, don't know where you've been, but we should grab a drink soon. I walk away from my computer because at this point, I know he's not messaging me back anytime soon. I linger in the kitchen. I'm all caught up on work. What the hell is my job? What do I even... How do I have so much time to spend at home just dating dads? I'll bake her favorite pie. I root to the pantry and pull out all the ingredients. This is an old family recipe that I used to make with my grandmother when I was a kid. I lost the actual recipe card long ago, but I think I'll be able to remember how to bake it. I start mixing the ingredients together for the crust until I get a nice dough. I throw some cherries into a saucepan and make the filling. Normally I don't like to multitask in the kitchen, but this cherry pie is a piece of cake. Pie? It's a piece of pie. Oh, so few cis straight guys know Natalie's channel. Really? I mean, I don't really know who else knows Natalie's channel, but I've been following her for a while. Yeah, where were we? Right. I'm making a pie. Oh man, I can never remember what temperature you're supposed to set the oven at. I'm pretty sure it's 375 degrees, but I could be wrong. I'll assume that that's Fahrenheit, because that's very hot for Celsius. Who am I kidding? I'm never wrong when it comes to this pie. My special twist on my grandma's recipe includes a secret ingredient that not even Amanda knows about. It really makes the cherries extra flavorful. God, why can't I remember what the secret ingredient is? Let's try almond extract. Oh, it's almond extract, duh. Oops, I accidentally poured a little too much in. Way too much in. I'm sure it's fine. Baking is an art, and some of the most beautiful art is made from mistakes. Finally get the pie in the oven. How long am I supposed to leave it in there? 50 minutes? I'll just wing it. Okay, that's a lot like me. Yeah, if I don't have a recipe, I really do just wing it. Amanda's gonna be so excited. That kid loves a good pie. I have a seat at the kitchen table and do word jumbles until Amanda comes home. I can hear the door slam open. Yo, Pops, what smells like pie in here? It's pie, sweetie. Amanda darts over to the oven and looks inside. Yes! Hey, it's not done. Be patient. What's your angle here? What? Pies are an objective-based confection. What are you trying to get out of me? I've been leading a double life. Amanda, I have terrible news for you. I'm actually a pro skateboarder, an aspiring astronaut, and bank robber. The lifestyle is calling me back and I must go. One last job. You know how it is. This pie was the only way I knew how to tell you. Well, I appreciated the years we spent together, but a trade-up is a trade-up. Remember me when you're kicking your feet up in Ibiza. In Ibiza, rather. Thanks for all the pie. We share a cordial handshake. I wait a few more minutes before taking the pie out of the oven. I set it on a rack to cool and guard it so Amanda doesn't dig in before it's ready. Huh. What? Does it look kind of weird to you? Oh, that's just me taking artistic license on what cherry pie means to me, emotionally. I'm just saying this because, you know, it seems like you might have baked this pie incorrectly. And you're currently, right now, trying to pass it off as a good thing? It's art, sweetie. Was it art when you accidentally baked a whole uncracked egg into the center of my 12th birthday cake? Well, it's, was it art when you tried to make brownies and accidentally created chlorine gas? How? Literally how? Well, that's a bit of an exaggeration. Was it art when you... Just eat the pie, Panda.
Oh.
I cut a few slices and we sit down to eat. The cherry filling oozes out of the sides and the buttery crust glistens. I watch as Amanda takes a bite. Ugh. What's wrong? Is it not good? Amanda winces and fans her mouth. No, it just burned the heck out of the roof of my mouth. This pie is amazing. Sorry for doubting you. I breathe a sigh of relief and take a bite. She's right. The pie is pretty incredible. As it always is.
I'm really proud of you for making a pie without burning the new house down. I got a few dad tricks up my dad's sleeve. I'm wearing a t-shirt. Okay. Maybe fathers aren't as bumbling and stupid as media makes us out to be. Maybe we as a society should have a little more respect for fathers as a whole. Dad, your sleeve is on fire. I run to the sink and put myself out. Pride will be my undoing. Amanda and I clean up the kitchen and play a little more living room hoops before she retreats to her room to do homework. I go back to my work jumbles. Hey, this one spells cat. The rest of the eating trickles by. We eat dinner, I help Amanda with one of her scholarship applications, and we both start getting ready for bed. Which is when Robert, of course, shows up. I decide to check Dad book one last time before I climb into bed. Still nothing from Robert. Hope he's okay. I turn out the lights and lie down. Dinner. You up? Hey, Skyen. Hey, Skyen. Hey, I'm outside. Come outside. Oh my god, Robert, you jackass. What was that? I was just a verge of falling asleep. I climb out of bed and try to identify the source of the dinging. My computer screen illuminates the dark room. I walk over to it, ready to turn it off, when I notice what's happening on screen. Don't make me honk. I will honk. Get out here. I look out my window, and sure enough, there's Robert leaning up against this pickup truck in my driveway. God damn it, Robert. I open my door and try to figure out what's going on. Hey.
Oh.
Hey? Wanna hang? I was kind of sleeping. That's no fun. Come hang out. I would argue that sleeping is very fun, but I don't have anywhere to be in the morning. Might as well live a little. Sure. Cool. You plan on going out like that? I look down and realize that I am, in fact, not wearing pants. I mean, I don't mind. Right. 1 second. I run inside and throw out on my going out pants, shoes, and a jacket. I grab my keys and meet Robert back outside. Ready? Ready? Hop in. I jump into the passenger seat of his old red pickup truck. I have to move a few empty cigarette packets and a gas station receipts out of the way before I can sit. Robert silently starts the car and we drive out of the cul-de-sac. You like Tom Waits? Oh, he's pretty damn good. Before I can answer, Robert turns up the radio. Yep, that's Tom Waits, all right. He lights a cigarette and cracks the windows. We drive together in silence. So, where are we going? Robert doesn't respond. Robert? Oh, I heard you. He still doesn't answer my question. I look out the window and notices that Robert is taking us to the highway. I twiddle my thumbs. Well, whatever I've gotten myself into, it looks like I'm in it for the night. I settle into my seat and watch streetlights pass by. I glance over to Robert, who's driving intently. He looks tired, as he always does, but there's something a bit more there that I just can't place. Let's do silence. I remember what Robert said about hating small talk and decide to keep my mouth shut. He notices me staring. Stop looking so nervous. I'm not nervous. I'm a little nervous. Just hang on. We're almost there. Almost where? I have no idea where we are. I think we're moving at a slight incline, but I'm not so sure. We eventually come to a stop. Robert gets out of the car, and I sit for a second, unsure if he wants me to get out too. What are you waiting for? I hastily exit the car. Robert sits on the bed of his truck and pats the space next to him. Hey, lovely background. Oh, there's an interesting choice. So see how the background is lined with a bright maroon color that kind of matches the rooftops of some of the buildings that are going on? That's an interesting choice for depicting a nighttime scene, actually, because like if you did it with black in a nighttime scene, especially with pure black, it really clashes with nighttime colors. Like nighttime is all about teals, purples, browns, grays, greens, but having a pure black on top of that actually shows up really, really badly, and it can kind of it can kind of mess with the illusion of nighttime. So I really like the idea of using like this bright brown to sort of indicate that the moonlight is lighting up the edges of things. That's an interesting way to do it. Quite like that. Anyway, I sit down and take in the view. We're on a hill overlooking the city skyline against the bay. The cool night air rustles some trees near us as lights blink off in the distance. Off to the side, I can see an entrance to a dense forest. Man, it's all so gorgeous. This is where I come to masturbate. I'm kidding. What's wrong with you?
Hey.
This is my little spot where I come to think. It's nice. You can see the whole city from up here. Really gives you some perspective. Robert reaches behind him and pulls something out from under his jacket. It glints in the moonlight, and I suddenly realize what it is. Oh shit, that's a knife! Oh. Please don't stab me! Robert reaches into his pocket and pulls out a small piece of wood. Please don't stab me with that either! Robert takes the knife to the piece of wood and starts carving at it. Oh. I breathe a very audible sigh of relief as Robert looks at me sideways. Did you think I was gonna stab you just now? What? No! Hate to break it to you, but I did, in fact, bring you out here to harvest your organs. Yeah, well, you think you caught me in your trap, but I knew. For years, I've been putting the most vile junk food in my body in preparation for this day. Come at me, friend, and reap what you will. 2 steps ahead of you at all times. That's how I operate. Nothing gets past you, huh? Robert reaches into his pocket and pulls out a folding knife that he opens and hands to me. I'm gonna warn you. The last guy I had a knife fight with lost 3 fingers because he didn't know the basic 8 rules of knife fighting. You're familiar, correct? I honestly can't tell when you're kidding. I'm so many levels of irony deep that I've forgotten what humor is. He and I laugh. Have you ever whittled before? Considering I'm not a grandpa, no. What do you mean by that? I just thought you would have a block of wood shipped to you along with your first social security check. Sky, and I'll have you know that whittling is a time-honored tradition enjoyed by both young and old alike. That you're dismissing it before you've even tried it speaks volumes about your character. However, because I've gotten to know you for some time and I've come to think of us as friends, I'm willing to attribute it to ignorance instead of malice. What I'm trying to say is, go get that stick. Robert motions to a good-looking stick on the ground, perfect for potential whittling. I pick it up. The most important thing to remember while whittling is to cut with the grain, not against it. If you cut against the grain, the wood is going to splinter. Isn't the most important thing safety?
Hey. Oh?
No. Getting hurt comes with the territory. Look at my damn hands. I look at his damn hands. They're calloused and covered in little white scars. They're very nice hands. Can't make a stick omelet without breaking a few hand eggs. Hand eggs.
Knife that wood.
Oh, shit. Okay. What am I supposed to do? Sharp stick. Careful. Don't poke yourself with that. Wait. Flatworm. All right. What's the story here? Bubble popper. Not to burst your bubbles, but there aren't any bubbles around here. I don't know if there's a correct answer to any of these. I don't know, and that's just fine. You made personal whittling progress. This is kind of satisfying in a weird way. Nice form. What's it supposed to be? You really captured my likeness. I'm impressed. Robert, I guess. Interesting. What do we have here? Ambidextrous chopstick. It's a stick. Yeah, listen, that thing about him having nice hands, I know what that is. Like, that is horny. If you keep this up, you'll be a whittling pro in no time. Swan, obviously. Nice work. You made the meanest bird. No. The meanest bird is geese. Swans are the second meanest, but certainly the most sociopathic. Geese aren't sociopathic, they're just assholes. They know exactly what kind of hell they cause on people. Beautiful handiwork, what do you call it? Sir Horsington the Brave, in honor of my daughter. A brave and noble name for a brave and noble creature. A beautiful gift for Amanda. Nice. Robert and I sit in silence for a while, carving our pieces of wood. I think I'm getting a hang of this. It's actually kind of relaxing. I glance over to see what Robert is working on. He's carving a smaller wooden knife. Ha! While I'm distracted, the knife slices into my thumb. Blood gushes all over my little wooden carving. Robert isn't lost in carving and doesn't notice me bleeding everywhere. Robert still doesn't notice. Robert, I'm dying. I'm bleeding to death. Robert finally looks over. He reaches into his jacket again. Jesus, how much stuff does the guy keep in there? And pulls out a red bandana. He wraps it around my thumb. Hold tight. He hops off the truck and I can hear him rummaging around his car. He comes back a moment later with a well-stocked first aid kit. Robert carefully wipes all the blood off my hand and swipes a bit of antiseptic onto the cut. With surprising gentleness, he places a bit of gauze on the wound and wraps it all up. You okay? Yeah, I'm good. He hands me what's left of the tube of antiseptic. Make sure to keep that cut clean. It's oddly touching and a little sexy? I guess I'm a real whittler now. That you are. Be careful, though. They're attracted to the smell of blood. Wait, what? What's attracted to the smell of blood? Cryptids. Tons of them out here, you know. Cryptids? Like Mothman and stuff? Mothman is bullshit, but yeah. This town is a hotbed for cryptozoological occurrences. You joking? Oh, how I wish I were. I'm a skeptic myself. Or at least I thought I was. There are things in these woods we can't possibly comprehend. I think about my entire time in this city, and aside from the occasional stray coyote, I don't think it's too bad. You ever hear of the Dover ghost? I don't think so. Well, let me tell you a story. Oh boy. Okay, let me just get my voice ready for that. But yes, that whole moment of him bandaging up a cut on the main character's hand is entirely shipping porn. I tell you what. I was out in the woods here on a weekend camping trip with Betsy. You don't know Betsy, but she's a big pup, pit bull, real intimidating. I feel safe around her. First night goes without incident. I get some solitude. Betsy gets to pee wherever she wants. All good stuff. Second day, I get the idea into my head that I can hike deeper into the woods. Probably against my better judgment, but hey, we're just having a fun camping trip, right? So me and Betsy start marching in the morning. It gets a little late and we set up camp, but it's different this night. Real quiet. I can't hear the birds, the crickets, the squirrels, nothing. Dead silent. Then it happens. I hear the most unholy growl I've ever heard in my life, right outside my tent. Me and Betsy, we go to investigate. We look around the clearing, nobody's there. But there's this feeling. Not sure if I can quite describe it. I know something is watching us. Betsy, though, she's scared. I've never seen her like that. And when she's scared, I know that I should be too. And then I see it, in the distance. A man, but if something that didn't know what a man was supposed to look like made it, it just looked wrong. Big, arms too long for its body, black eyes. It just stood there and stared at me. Then it disappears. I hear one yelp from Betsy and I turn around to check on her, but she's gone into thin air. I didn't sleep at all that night. And I don't think I've slept right since. Not gonna call him a liar on that one, but... Wow. Robert, I'm so sorry. They say that if you listen closely on quiet nights just like tonight, You can hear the howl of the Dover ghost. A howl resonates through the woods. It doesn't sound like a regular howl. It's so guttural. Even from far away, something about it makes my skin crawl. Okay, Robert, real funny. I turn to look at Robert. He's white as a sheet. You're messing with me, right? I was messing with you up until literally just now. I totally made that camping story up. I strain my eyes to scan the forest line, trying to see where the howl came from. Off in the distance, I see something. It's so far away, I barely can make out a shape. It looks human, but it's dragging something. Do you see that? We should go. Robert and I slowly back away and get into the truck. He turns off his headlights and we make a slow crawl away back onto the road. I'm too scared to look back. What was that? The Dover ghost, I guess. I chuckle nervously. This time, he doesn't seem like he's messing with me. Maybe someone illegally dumping garbage in a wildfire preserve? Yeah, that's the story we'll tell ourselves. We sit in silence for a little while longer, the fear of whatever that was slowly subsiding as we get closer to the city. Thanks for coming out. This was fun.
I don't know.
I'm sorry I haven't been in touch. I've just been away lately. I had to get out of the house. Had to be around somebody. You doing okay, man? Robert thinks for a second and lights another cigarette.
Hey.
Been doing a lot of thinking. He takes a long drag. As I get older, I feel more and more I'm just drowning in this sea of regret. I was so busy chasing after these things that I thought would make me happy that I didn't think about anyone else. All I cared about was myself. I didn't even think...
Hey.
Robert stops. I wait for him to finish his thought, but he just stares at the road. Maybe I'm just built like this. Or maybe I do it to myself. Maybe it's my own choice that I'm as unhappy as I am. I try to think of something to say. I remember all the times in my life when I've been sad, and there's a great many of them, but it was always a light at the end of the tunnel. Something I held on to that kept me going.
Hey.
But there's something so resigned about the way Robert's talking. I feel like I want to bring up the ghost just to lighten the mood. Yeah, sure, why not? Maybe that's why it's here. The Dover ghost feeds off your sadness, my sadness. It hunts us in the night. Honestly, it makes sense. I was trying to kid around. To just be devoured for my sins. Yeah, that sounds pretty great, actually. It was a joke? I'm turning the car around. We're going back.
Excuse me?
Robert slams on the brakes and puts the car in reverse. Okay, I have made a mistake. Robert, wait. He stops the car again. You know what? I thought about it. It's not my time yet. I haven't finished watching the Criterion Collection. They just keep adding stuff to it. But thanks, Skyen. We drive the rest of the way in silence, listening to the radio and watching the bright lights of the city grow bigger. Robert drops me off at my place. As I'm about to close the passenger door, I realize I still have Robert's pocket knife in my jacket. I pull it out and offer it back to him. You hold on to that. Never know when you might need it. Well, night, Robert. Have a safe drive home. Robert smirks, then pulls away. He then immediately pulls into his driveway, which is one over from mine. He gets out and waves. I tiptoe into the house, careful not to wake Amanda up. Whoa, where'd you come from? I look around and spot Amanda coming out of the kitchen with a glass of water. I thought you were sleeping. Oh, Robert woke me up to go cryptid hunting.
Yeah.
You know the Mothman is bullshit, right? Amanda, Lang. You know what? It's fine. I finally decide to go to bed. High paranoia.
I may be bad, but you made me glad.
You can almost hear Aaron cracking up when he said that. Or Danny cracking up when he said that. It's a beautiful air and the night and the air smells so fresh, so I decided to take the long way home. We're gonna end soon, by the way. I casually stroll through the neighborhood, taking in the sights and sounds of our suburban city with a low crime rate and wide, walkable sideway walks at night. As I approach the bar, I can hear patrons inside cheering. Oh, I bet the game is on. I wonder if my team is playing tonight. A drop of water hits my head. And now it's a lot of drops of water. It's pouring rain. Maybe I should wait this out inside. I order a beer from the bar and settle in. It turns out that my team isn't playing tonight, but I can certainly enjoy the game regardless. The bar is unusually crowded, and the feeling of camaraderie over a shared love for the game makes me smile. Sports are nice. I look over into the corner and spot none other than Mary sitting alone in the corner, nursing a cocktail. Something about her seems different this time. Now that she's by herself and not hanging off some younger guy, she looks so sad. She looks up and half-heartedly raises her glass to me before staring off into the middle distance. I'm gonna regret this, aren't I? I decide to go say hello. I walk over to her booth. She doesn't look up. This seat taken? She still doesn't look up. I take a seat anyways, and she finally notices me. Hey, cowboy. You alright? Never better. She hiccups. Guess she's a little far gone. Tears start welling up in her eyes. Yeah. Oh.
Will you walk a gal home?
I mean, I think probably a cab would be better. But okay, sure, fine, let's make some mistakes. I slide out of the booth. Seems like Mary is having some trouble getting up. I reach out a hand to help her, but she waves me away.
I got it.
She clearly does not got it. You know what? Hang out here for a second. I walk over to the bartender and pay Mary's tab. Hey, I don't know if you remember me, but I live in Mary's cul-de-sac. I'm just making sure she gets home safe tonight. I know you. Yeah, it's nothing weird. Just she usually has one of the bar staff walk her home, but I trust you. She doesn't, like, go home with... I don't really want to say it. One of the guys she meets? Nah. Ain't her thing. Huh. I head back to the booth. Mary stumbles out of the seat and directly into my arms. It's still raining a little bit. I take off my coat and hold it over Mary's head. Such a gentleman. Let's get you home. Mary and I walk in silence up the street towards the cul-de-sac. I have no idea what to say for her, for fear she might hit on me. Or not. What did the bartender mean by ain't her thing? Oh, you have to see me like this. I know Joseph doesn't like it when I... Just sorry. It's alright.
Hey.
I'm sorry if I'm ever mean to you. It's... Alright.
Oh.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm just having a really... Forget it. As we get to the cul-de-sac, I can feel Mary starting to slow down. By the time we arrive at the doorstep, she pulls away from me. Wait, can we just... Hold on. What's wrong?
Hey.
How about another drink? Old time's sake. Come on, Mary, it's bedtime. Mary looks me up and down, giving me a half smile. You're right. She pulls me in close for a hug, holding me a little longer than feels appropriate. She mumbles into my chest. You're a good kid. Thanks for the company. Mary gives me a pat on the back, straightens out her sweater, and walks the rest of the way to the front door herself. Huh. Yeah, I feel like, just vaguely like, maybe, there's something messed up about her and Joseph's relationship. Just maybe that's the thing that's... Anyway, I think that is enough dads for the day. I'm going to post a link to the Discord down in the chat so that anyone who isn't on the Discord can join it. And when the time comes that we have to select a new game to play on stream, the poll will be on the Discord for you. And also, like, we've got other stuff going on in the Discord that's fun. There's a homework help room for those who have academic homework that they need a little bit of help with in case they want it. And we've got rooms to share artwork and, you know, hang out and talk. We've got a voice chat. Occasionally they do karaoke there, and it's a complete chaotic hellscape of a mess, and it's very funny. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, I suppose. I am going to finally sit down after quite a long time on my feet. And let's just make sure I've saved. Yeah, have a great night, everybody.